All right, here we go again. Welcome back, everybody. Today is October 27th, and it's hump day. It's Wednesday, so let's get it in again. We can't stop even during the middle of the week, guys. We are here in LAX, and we are going to be streaming for the first time on this channel. This Airbus A330-200 by Jar Design, of course, and so we'll give it a go. It is so far what I gather a pretty good simulation. There's just a few disparities that I would like to see fixed or rectified, but other than that, so far so good. So without further ado, we are starting our world tour series. Greenlight, as many of you know that tune into the channel, Greenlight Auto Brokers is his full YouTube handle, but we just call him Greenlight. He actually mentioned that we should do a world tour, so we're doing it. He's not going to be, unfortunately, flying with us on this leg, so but that's okay. We will have him joining us whenever we can. So anyway, let's not chit chat too much. Let's go ahead and get at it. Let me just check on the stream health and make sure that everything is copacetic. We're going to be flying on Pilotedge today, so let's go ahead and make that happen, and we'll get on board here and get ready to go. Remind me today not to forget to give you guys your flight controls. Let's go ahead and get on Pilotedge. I already filed the flight plan, of course, but there's one thing that I need to do. We are going to be Delta Airlines 318, of course, today, and let's connect that. And let's also check our preferences, make sure, boom, speakers, okay, that's not what we want. We want it to come out of here. Microphone, sharp, perfect. All right, now let us get on and popping now that we can magically shut the music off, and let's go ahead and keep moving right along. Now, this aircraft does have some disparities, like I said before, and we'll try to work around them. One of those is the GPU mysteriously doesn't want to connect, but I do have a workaround for that. So let's come down here, and we are going to let's see, let's actually get the batteries on first. Let me try something a little different this time. All right, so batteries are on. We can also go ahead and get that strobe on, and now let's do our ground handling and see if we can get that GPU available. And as you can see, that's one of the problems. You hit GPU and it doesn't show up here to activate it. So there is some type of glitch. I did a flight in it another time and the GPU seemed to work just fine. So the batteries are on. So here's the workaround, guys. So you can turn this GPU off, and essentially we can get rid of this for now because we have a workaround. Now that workaround is going to be if you have ground handling, which I highly recommend that you get. You just come over here to your ground handling, and you're going to do drive up all. It's going to take a second to register, and it's taking longer than normal, so hopefully there we go. Now, with that being said, we're also going to get the fuel panel once it comes in. We also need to come down here and, oops, and we need to go to the doors. So let's get the left front. And then we got the cargoes open already, of course. Now we should be able to, you see that? Because it comes with a GPU, we are able to hit that ground power on now because we do have that GPU on there. So there you go. Let's come on back down here. And then here's this fuel thing that I was talking about, and that's simply because normally once you're in here on this menu, you can ask to do the fuel and the load, which it will do it, but this comes up only when you select that. But because we have sort of forced it to do it using the ground handling, this is our workaround. As you can see, now the plane is it's all being loaded up. So plane is being loaded. You can see the bags are going on there appropriately. You can see we got all types of cargo going in there. So the plane is definitely being initialized. So let's also do one other thing before we start loading this thing. We can come up here and let's get our nav on so we can start aligning. And then of course we can come back down here to our initialization page. Let's move this guy out of the way, and now we can make it happen. Again, we're going to Denver. We're Denver Airline. I mean, we're Delta Airlines 318. All right, KLAX, KDEN looks good. Let's start aligning that, and let's go ahead and put this Delta 318 in there where it says flight number, and we're going to be doing flight level 370 today on this Airbus A330-200. And so we're not going to go to the other initialization page yet because we need to load the aircraft. So for now, we'll just have it do that. And now we can get back to where we're going to do the load and fuel. So today, as you can see here, we have 271 passengers. If you aggregate these numbers in cabin B and cabin C, that's 245 plus 10 is 255 plus another 2 is 257. So we're going to have 257 passengers on board. And if you look at the cargo, we're having 16,200. It's actually 16,250 pounds, but I believe, yeah, I got 16,002 in the flight plan. It wouldn't do a half, obviously. So this is what we're going to do. Now the only thing we need to do is change the fuel, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So just really quick, and we'll look at the flight plan. We're just going to get out of here. We got some time in the air. We need 19,251 pounds of fuel on here. So the way we do this is we are simply going to put 19 in there, and it's 19,251. So we'll go, let's see, decrease 19. I did put 2,000 pounds of extra fuel in here. So let's just check something. We might be able to just stop at the 19. I don't necessarily want to go to 20. That's too much fuel. It only takes 10,500 kilograms of fuel to get there. Okay, the minimum takeoff fuel was 16,707. We did extra, gave us 18,707 plus the taxi, gave us 544 kilograms, 19,251. So I think we can say right here to this 19. Now watch this. There's 25,700 kilograms of fuel in there. Now we're going to hit refuel, but it's actually going to reduce the fuel to where we need, to 19,000 kilos, which is right there. So it's only 200 and something kilos above, below it, but it's still good because we essentially still have what we need, because I added an extra 2,000 pounds of kilograms of fuel. So essentially we added 1,800 kilograms of fuel now. So everything here looks good, and this is what the aircraft is going to be loaded to. So now once we get the fuel on board, we'll see that we have 19,000 kilograms of fuel, so that's more than enough. Our takeoff trim is 3.7 up, and here's our center of gravity and all that stuff. So now that we have this in here, we can come over here, go back to our initialization page, and we can go come on over here, and you just click this. So now it's going to give us the right zero fuel weight, and the center of gravity 28.1, and you can see that's the fuel that we put in there was 19,000. It's just going to show up as 19.0. So that's how we're working that today, guys. So this is all taken care of. Now we can get right into the flight plan. We're at LAX, so more than likely we are doing 25 left. That's what I mean 25 right, as you were, and we are departing via, stand by for confirmation, we are departing via the Orca 5, hopefully. And we've got the Orca 4 in here, but it's giving us the Orca 5. so we'll just stick with it, and we'll do in Las Vegas transition, and we'll modify that. And before we accept that, let's keep getting the rest of the flight plan in here. So we're going to insert this because that looks good so far. Now from Las Vegas, we are going to pick up an airway. The Las Vegas VOR, we're going to pick up Jetway 146. And from Jetway 146, we're exiting at the intersection of Dicey. And we can go ahead and modify this flight plan now. And it should be getting ready to get right into the arrival. Let me check the winds and the runways in Denver. We know Denver has several different runways. So we want to pick the most appropriate for our arrival. And now I'm going to go ahead and check the weather. Alright, the weather is out of the north, and it's been pretty much out of the north today at 3.5, so we can assume that we're going to take 3.5 right. Yeah, because it really doesn't matter. We're at the Alpha Concourse, so we're just going to assume that we're going to take 3.5 right, which makes sense. And if that changes, that'll change. So, and we are arriving on the actual Ski 3. So let's go here, boom, come into the arrival, and we said 3.5 right. Of course, this is subject to change. Man, they're all off today. Ski 1 and its bump transition. The funny thing is that the air racks say they're all updated, so it's giving me different named procedures. And then we'll get into, you see that Dicey in the bump. We need to go ahead and clear that discontinuity as well, just because that's the basically the end of the flight plan, but then bump is the transition point for the Ski 1, if you can see that. So everything else there looks good. Let's go to our perf page now. Now where we talked about, we'll probably do a derated takeoff. So now we need to go ahead and get our load and fuel back up. We'll keep it right here. So come over here back to the perf, and now we can get the numbers here. So we're doing flaps 2, and it'll be up, and it's 3.7, guys. I'll check you guys out here in the chat. 3.7. You can see the trims will go ahead and start moving now. So we got the 3.7 in there. And now if we want to get our flex temperature, you can just simply click it. Flex temperature is 45. And then for our V speeds, you're just going to left click the line select key next to them now. And it's 38, 41, and 45. So now we're done with this load sheet here. You can also see we should be able to double check our fuel as well in the aircraft system. So this pretty much completes our loading right now. Now let's come over here. Now we can get this guy. Now what I've been doing here is just taking this guy and just put him over here, and it'll disappear once we get all the vehicles out of there. So you can see here's our departure on runway 25. And you can see the fuel on board is 19,000 kilograms, which is good. So let's go ahead and log on to, well, we're already logged on to Pilotedge. Oops, I forgot. That's another thing about this aircraft, which I don't know how I feel about it. This side controls this side. The primary or the multi-function display, as well as all of this and the altimeter. I guess the science behind it could be that it's because, you know, there is no first officer doing stuff in here, but what if you, so shared cockpit is kind of out in here, is what I'm thinking. Greenlight, what's good, bro? He says he's still at the office. Hey, you got to put that work in, Greenlight, man. Appreciate you checking in, though, for sure. So now we can go ahead and just let you know the radio's coming here turned off. So everything so far is looking good. All right, let me figure out where my button is to go lower here. Thought I had a view set up for the lower pedestal. See what it is. Okay, it's this middle one. All right, so now we got to turn the radios on, of course, and then you also want to make sure that the right radio's on, or the correct radio, I should say. Bada bing, bada boom. And yeah, now it's time to go ahead and access the charts, which we can do here. So let's turn our situation on here, our electronic flight bag, of course, and let's type in LAX. That is where we currently are. And now we can, let's see if we can get the weather. Okay, weather updated 22:53. I'm not quite sure that that's accurate. That weather usually runs behind a little bit. So let's look and see what LAX is. And then, of course, we're just going to use the chart. So that I'm just trying to balance everything out. We're going to use the chart, of course, to tune in the frequency since we're on Pilotedge. Let's see here. 23:53, so 22. So that's about an hour behind. Altimeter now is 3005 on FlightAware. Let's see what it actually is once we get onto the network here. Tune into the right frequency. So what we're going to do is we're going to tune into the airport info here. Of course, it's going to give you a shot where we're at. And let's tune into the ATIS, which ATIS is 3565. All right, 3565. All right, let's see if we get ATIS.
Approaches to all runways are in progress. Simultaneous instrument departures in progress.
Loud in my ear. You guys let me know how that is for you guys too.
Delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Victor.
So Victor is current.
Los Angeles International Airport. ATIS information, Victor. 2353 Zulu. Wind 250 at Niner. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 22. Dew point Niner. Altimeter 3005. Arriving runways 24 right, 25 left. Departing runways 4 left, 25 right. ILS runway 24 right and 25 left approach in use or vector for visual approach will be provided. Simultaneous visual approaches to all runways are in progress. Simultaneous instrument departures in progress. VFR departures contact, delivery.
Alright, so that's that. Clearance is 2035. Tricky business with this track IR. All right, now let me check one thing here and see what my push to talk is. Of course.
Tower correction, etc. 550 Kodak to G7 Bravo 7, taxi to the northeast side for signature.
It's autopilot.
550 back to the parking.
All right, in this case, our contact ATC is going to be trigger.
All right, so we got Bravo 6, Charlie 6, Charlie crossing 2, Bravo 6 on monitor ground for 550. And thanks for everything. Have a good rest of the night. Move along.
Los Angeles clearance, Delta 318, looking for IFR to Denver.
Delta 318 Los Angeles clearance to the Denver airport via the Orca 5 departure, Las Vegas transition down as filed. Time be acidic except maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125.2, clock 3443.
Okay, I'll read it back just to let you know on that last one you were sounding a little echoey, so I'll have to get the end of the transmission cleared. The Orca 5 in is filed. I'm be acidic except maintain 5,000. Departures 25.2, and I didn't get that squawk code because you're so echoey.
Delta 318 clock 3443.
Okay, departure frequency is 25.2, squawking 3443 for Delta 318.
Delta 318, read back correct. Number 6.
All right, let me take a peek.
Via Charlie.
Hello. If I get in there, I'll come out and take a peek. Doing okay? Probably around 6:30, so you can ask DG to have their snack. All right, guys, that was the Commander-in-Chief, the wife, showing up. And, yeah, so we got our clearance there, which sounds good. So, let's just double-check the FMC and make sure that's what we wanted. We verify it, and again, you can see, boom, 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 and you can see it's the Orca 4, but we're doing Orca 5, which should be close enough. So we'll stick to our performance here. The only other thing we need to do now is come down here and get our squawk code of 3443. All right, 3443, we're looking good there. And of course, now we need to come up to the MCP and put in our 5,000. And we can just do that like that. There we go, 5,000. And lastly but not leastly, remember how I feel about making sure our points are correct in here. So let's just make sure that we've got 250, 14. Those are the speeds there.
Ground Cessna 52286 at transient
let's
parking
double check
with Sierra.
something here.
Request taxi for closed traffic.
Number 52286 Henderson ground, runway 35 left taxi via Alpha.
35 left via Alpha 52286.
All right, departure. He said it was the Orca
Alpha 7 and then taxi via Bravo departure
5.
ground.
Cross 26 right at Alpha 7 Bravo to the ramp, monitor ground up at 2.
All right, so coming off the field, let's see, 25 right, climb heading 251. So we're going to Docker, at or below. Let's see, 251, then climb direct across Docker at or below 3,000. Then on heading 236 or assign, expect left turn across Clipper at above 10,000. So we got 5,000. So let's take a look at the graphical representation. All right, so essentially we're going to come off and go to cross Docker heading 236, and we're going to remain on a heading of 236 until ATC gives us our direct turn. And track heading 251 cross Docker. We'll maintain our speed. Then Clipper will be the next one.
Yes, sir. I've got a VFR flight plan in the system. I'd like to, if possible, get VFR flight following. It'll be out of Montgomery to the east, then up towards
Clipper, Keg, so on and so
then
forth.
into, Palomar.
All right, so let's just double check so we know what we're doing here.
119.6, clock 7177.
All right, let's read that initial climb again. 25 right, cross Docker at above 3,000, then on heading 236 or assigned by ATC, turn left. Assigned by ATC, expect left turn to Clipper at above 10,000, then on track 44. So once we get on our to Docker, then we will just remain on a heading of 236. So we got to make sure I'm not seeing that in the
Romeo Sierra is ready for departure, runway 29 for close traffic.
All right.
That's
That's our initial climb. Here's Docker 251.
29 clear for takeoff.
Limit speed.
10 Romeo Sierra.
So we got to make sure this thing doesn't do its turn.
Romeo Sierra, verify left close traffic.
Left close traffic.
There, so what we can do is just manually fly it, then get it on the heading mode. Once we get to Docker. So we need to make sure that happens. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to this thing on the heading of 236.
On departure, turn left heading 080, maintain VFR out of 11-3000. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 4170. Good evening. On departure, left turn 080, out of below 3000.
We won't do that yet. Once we get up, we'll make sure that we turn heading 236 and keep that heading until we get cleared direct. Alright guys, so let us get our APU started.
Montgomery ground, Skyhawk 953 Lima has information golf for request taxi for VFR east.
APU is starting now. And we can go and double check that on our eCam page here. Bada bing, bada boom. Now we can make sure we close all the doors. So we need to come back over here to our plugin and go to doors. And let's get them closed. Now those are all closing. And of course now we need to do our ground handling. And we need to drive away all. Now you're going to notice this thing down here is going to go away because they're not there anymore. Oh, and you know what? I shouldn't have done that yet. I should have made sure the APU is fully available, so hopefully we don't have to reprogram anything. It's on. It's not quite available yet.
Henderson Tower, Cessna 52286.
Got to make sure until it says available.
Holding short 35 left, ready for takeoff.
Now it's available.
2286 Henderson Tower, make left close traffic, report midfield downwind each pass, runway 35.
So we got everything back on. Now let's go ahead and see if we lose anything.
Report midfield left close traffic.
Flight plan is still there, which is good.
Cessna 52286.
Everything else is still there, so we didn't lose anything. So that was a close call. So we got that on. So what I should have done is waited until we had the APU on. It was confirmed already before I got rid of the ground power. But nonetheless, we have everything done. Now we have to be careful, because I noticed last time that I did this that the doors, see how they open back up? So that is what I was talking about. So even though you guys saw me close the doors, we got to do it again. Close, 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 and close. Now let's see if we did get our pushback started. Okay, let's start our pushback.
Cockpit, tow is driving up.
Now we'll keep an eye on those doors. So the doors are confirmed and closed. Flight director's on. Alright guys, now before I forget, you guys know what I'm going to do. Let me get these controls. They are free and clear. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright. Don't want to forget the controls today, guys, so alright, so all the doors are still closed and confirmed. Now we can come up top.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Beacon on.
Stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin.
And let's get our
Fasten your seatbelt. And also make sure your seat back and
transponder on.
in their full upright position. At this time, we request that all mobile
Make sure that cockpit door is closed.
San Diego Tower 308 Tango Yankee on
trim, da da da.
27 localizer approach.
we remind you that this is a non-smoking flight.
Runway 30 Tango Yankee, Lindbergh Tower, runway 27 clear to land.
Alright.
Runway 27 clear to land, 8 Tango Yankee.
Tampering with, disabling or destroying the lavatory smoke detectors is prohibited by law. If you have any questions about our flight today,
Montgomery Tower, Skyhawk 953 Lima approaching, hold short to right Alpha.
thank you.
Those fuel pumps on now.
Connected and bypass fan inserted. Release parking brake.
Skyhawk 53 Lima for takeoff.
Alright. So bleeds. Let's go back to the doors before we do that. All right, doors are still confirmed and closed. Let's go ahead and
Park brake
parking
off.
brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Got that gate coming back, guys. We're gonna be out of here in no time. Check you guys out in the chat. Today's flying time is 1 hour and 46 minutes into the Denver area. I was planning to go to Minneapolis today a little further, but I figure I'm getting a little bit later start on these longer flights that I'm doing, which is not too long. So we'll get into Denver, see how we feel. It's probably going to be the first and only stop today. But if we feel some kind of way, then we can go on to Minneapolis as well. But I don't think that's going to happen.
We'll get that transponder sorted. Cherokee 83364.
The goal is to get ourselves having fun across the country. We're going to do a long haul for sure from somewhere on the East Coast or even Toronto, Canada. We'll see where we're going to, and then we'll cross the pond and keep it moving like that. Let me go ahead. I feel like I need to drop my view down a little bit here, so let's do that. There we go. Feel a little bit more human there. All right, and as we're pushing back, let's just go ahead and make sure that ATIS hasn't changed on us at all.
Number 9853, Lima, contact departure.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Park brake on.
Parking brake is set.
Stand by.
We'll check the ATIS as the engine's starting again. All right, right side is clear. We're going to go ahead and start the number 2 engine on the right side. So let's make sure our bleeds are on, of course. APU bleeds are on. Everything is good for start. Let's go ahead and make it happen.
Starting engine 2.
All right, second engine is starting here. Let's go down here to the engine page. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, and we can see there's a rotation on N2, and we'll let that process happen. Now let's come back over here, of course.
Romeo Sierra is midfield, 29er.
Number 0, Romeo Sierra, runway 29er, cleared for the option.
Runway 29er,
So
cleared for
is
the option, 10
disconnected
Romeo
and
Sierra.
bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, so we are on the south ramp, but let's look at that ATIS again. It's 3565. All right, engine 1 is up and available.
Starting engine 1.
Or engine 2, I should say. Now let's go, and it was 3565.
Los Angeles.
Contact, you have information, Victor.
All right, still Victor. Let's just listen to it there for a second.
Los Angeles International Airport. ATIS information, Victor. 2353 Zulu.
Sometimes it changes.
250 at Niner.
All right,
Visibility 10.
so
Sky
we are
condition
doing good
clear.
here.
Temperature
Let's go ahead and
22.
get that auto brake to max.
Altimeter 3005.
Let's go ahead
Arriving runway
and
24
turn our
right,
bleeds
25
off.
left. Departing
Isolation
runway
valve
4
is to
left,
auto.
25 right.
And
ILS,
now we can
runway
shut the
24
APU
right,
off.
25 left approach in use or vector for visual approach will be provided.
All right, so I'm pretty
Simultaneous
confident
visual
that
approaches
is
to all
good to
runways
go.
are in progress. Simultaneous
All right, so now we need to come over here and look for ground. Ground South Complex, that's 2175.
RNAV 29er, full stop.
Number 149er, Charlie Delta, San Luis Tower, runway 29er, cleared to land.
29er, clear to land, 149er, Charlie Delta.
San Diego Tower, 308 Tango Yankee, clear runway 27 at Charlie 6.
And let's look at the tower.
Taxi to parking via Charlie, monitor ground path for the I-8. Thank you very much.
2095. 2095.
308 Tango Yankee.
Burbank Tower, Skyhawk 3990 Lima, about 8 miles west, inbound for landing for full stop. I have information, Charlie.
This way. Track hour was killing me.
River 3990 Lima, Burbank Tower, make straight in runway 8. Runway 8, clear to land.
Okay, make it to 18 straight to land, clear to land, 3990 Lima.
I believe I said
Lima,
2095,
negative,
correct?
straight in runway 8.
Let us
0,
check that
8,
out.
Runway 8, clear to land.
2095, that's
Clear
it.
to land, 3990
That's the one.
Lima.
2095, perfect. Let's go ahead and finish our checks here. Alright guys, so now we need to go ahead and arm the spoilers. Spoilers are armed. And flaps, of course, we need to get our flaps down.
Flaps 1. Flaps 2.
And we'll keep the, we can put this back into the normal mode.
Continue request departure 20 left.
And we are all configured for our takeoff. And our taxi, let's get our flight controls on.
20 left via Bravo Kilo, hold
And
short,
MCP
hold
is
short
all
20
set up
right
with
at
flight
Kilo,
directors
check
on.
3364.
And we're going to get our taxi lights on. The actual altimeters 3005, V speeds are all set up. The CDU is in a situation where we are good to go. So let's get it back on our performance. And we can see 38's V1, 41 rotate, 45 climb out, guys. The trims are set, 3.7 up. Takeoff flaps. We're going to do a flex takeoff of 45 today, guys. So now we can do our flight controls. We'll look down here and we'll go full up, full down, aileron left, and aileron right. And now let's do our rudders. Rudder right and rudder left. Flight controls check complete. We just need our do our toe brake. And I'm kind of curious, it says 3.8 up. Let's make sure that that is where we were supposed to be. Let's come back over here, MCDU index, load and fuel. It's supposed to be 3.7.
3000, expect 1000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.
Well, I guess it rounded up to 3.8, so no big deal, but you guys see that we had it set up correctly. It's 3.7, it's supposed to be 3.7. Alright guys, so now it is time to call taxi.
United 1180, read back, correct.
Los Angeles ground, Delta 318 information Victor, ready to taxi.
Delta 318, heavy, Los Angeles ground, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie 8 Bravo.
25 right, Charlie 8 Bravo for Delta 318 heavy. Alright guys, Charlie 8 Bravo, let's get a look at that really quick here.
Romeo Sierra is midfield of 29er.
Number 210 Romeo Sierra. Runway 29er, quit for the option.
Actually, I already had this chart open. I'm trying to get better about the...
Final.
Alright, I'll keep my eye out for traffic.
Alright, here's Charlie 8 straight ahead, then Bravo. Too easy. Alright folks,
Number 0 Romeo Sierra,
let me check you guys out in the chat. Dave McKee, good evening, Dre. Hope all is well with you and the family. Thank you, Dave. Thanks for checking in, and I hope you're well as also, Dave, and family is good, so no complaints there. We are blessed. All right, taxi, runway turn off on. Let's go outside and check our official look. You guys know how I like to roll. All right, you see she's all pushed back, all good to go. Man, we are looking good, guys. Let's roll up out of here.
Cessna 52286 is clear of the runway.
All right, guys.
Number 52286,
Time to start the taxi, and we'll check the tow brakes.
Taxi to parking via Alpha, this frequency 52286.
And make sure my flight controls, everything is set up here. And make sure we're looking straight. I feel like kind of canted here, guys. This is always the issue. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and release that parking brake. Parking brake is released.
Off.
Santa Barbara clearance at 1152 Sierra, radio check.
Loud and clear.
All right, it's Charlie 8 straight ahead.
I'd like to pick up my high car to Santa Maria and have information Alpha.
You guys let me know how that ATC is treating you.
Clear to the Santa Maria Airport by the flat 5 departure, San Marcos transition direct. Climb via Civic except maintain 3000, departure frequency 120.55.
Making sure.
Clock 1741.
Taxiway there is clear. It is.
1152 Sierra is clear to Santa Maria Airport, flat 5, San Marcos transition.
So welcome aboard, everybody.
It
It is pump day, middle of the week, and we are headed over to Denver
Denver, 52 Sierra, read back correct.
I just put some new scenery in Denver, so we'll see how that scenery works out.
Cherokee 83364, holding short 20 right at Kilo. Number 83364, runway and tower, cross runway 20 right at Kilo, runway 20 left at Kilo, clear for takeoff. Crossing 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff, 20 left at Kilo, Cherokee 83364.
If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. You will find this and all the other safety information in the card located in the same pocket in front of you. We strongly suggest you read it before takeoff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate.
All right, we got 25 knots taxi speed. Got a nice little taxi roll here.
Burbank Towers, I'd like to report I'm about 11 miles from the airport. Just want to make a correction. Thank you.
So we'll get in the air and we'll talk about a few things that I had to do in order. I'm using my Thrustmaster side stick and throttles, of course, for Airbus, which I still need to get the other components to it now that they're out. Which I'm kind of curious is how am I going to put all that together. I guess I don't really put the camera on the right one, so it's no big deal. I had thought about putting the camera on the right one on the throttle, but that would be make for 3 cameras, and sometimes there's an issue with OBS with the 3rd camera. Really, I need to buy the same type of webcam that I have, or one of them anyway. See if those drivers don't get all crossed up and everything in there to where it causes it to shut down. So we'll see about that, guys. Meantime, we got a nice little taxi. Dave McKee says there's an Airbus kit by Honeycomb for the Airbus as well. I got to check that out, Dave. Yeah, right now I got the Thrustmaster, so I'll probably stick with this. But who knows in the future?
It's Tony. Okay. I love you. Talk to you soon. Cherokee 364. See ya. I love you, Bill.
Wow. You don't really hear them messing around on Pilotedge, so this is the first that's happened.
Denver Tower 210 Romeo Sierra is midfield of 29er.
All right. We are
210 Romeo Sierra. Yes, you are.
taxiing. No, for your throttle, not stick. Got you, Dave.
10 Romeo Sierra.
No, that's what I'm saying, too. They have the additional parts for the throttle as well from Thrustmaster. However, I'll look into the Honeycomb one that you're talking about as well, Dave. All right, we are going to come hold short here real quick because we got to get our other radios. Well, we got to get our departure frequency put in.
152 Sierra, northeast parking, ready to taxi.
All right, we'll go ahead and hold short right here. Let me set that parking brake.
Park brake on.
All right, parking brake is on. Now let's come down here and get our frequencies switched over. And our departure frequencies 25-2.
15 right, taxi via Charlie, clear to cross 15 left.
So down to 25-2.
Tower, it's not Bill, but it is Skyhawk 149 Charlie Delta. We're clear 29er at Foxtrot, park us straight ahead.
We love you too. Ramp via Alpha, main this frequency for 9 Charlie Delta.
There's 25-2 in there.
9 Charlie Delta, thanks. Love you too.
Los Angeles Tower, Delta 318 Heavy, on Bravo, holding short 25 right, is ready for departure.
Delta 318 Heavy, LA Tower, good evening. Our nav to Docker, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Our nav to Docker, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff for Delta 318 Heavy. All right, Benga says hi, and Dave McKee says net equals next. All right, guys, so we are all set. Everything is good to go. So now on the ECAM, before we get going, we need to put this to the status page. And status page is nice and clear. Let us do what we need to do. So, parking brake is released.
Brake off.
All right, guys. Taxi lights to take off. All right, let's make our right here. Strobe is on. Alright, so from Docker, we're going to go heading 236.
Santee Barber ground, United 1180, request to push to Bravo.
United 1180, Santee Barber ground, push to Bravo's approved.
And let's
Push
get our
Bravo,
clock on.
United 1180.
Clock is on.
Tower, stop 1152 CLR, holding short
Power
of
set.
15 right,
Alright.
Charlie, ready for takeoff.
1152.
Man, flex, SRS, temperature 45. Takeoff power is set.
1152 CLR, clear for runway 15 right.
Airspeed is alive. $80 knots cross check.
100 knots.
Cross check.
V1.
Rotate.
Alright. Positive rate.
Gear
Gears
up.
come up. A hand flyer right here for a minute. And we're going to climb thrust.
We're 520, connect Santa Barbara departure. 520, switching to departure.
Autopilot is engaged.
Autopilot 1, cross check.
We'll stay on this heading now.
Delta 318 heavy, contact SoCal departure.
Over to SoCal departure for Delta 318 Heavy. Alright guys, so we're going to go over departure.
3364.
And let's reduce those flaps.
Left heading 280 into
Flaps 1.
Left 280, sub localizer, Skyhawk 5
Flaps
Flaps
0.
Departure, system 1152 is with you, climbing through 700.
SoCal departure, Delta 318 is 2,400 and is climbing, like I said.
Yeah, 1399 LA Center, good evening, the Los Angeles altimeter 3006. About 1152 Sierra, set about departure for the contact, 5,000, climbing 5,500.
52 Sierra, you were set down, say again.
Need to check if everything is okay with the light.
52 Sierra, climb and maintain 6,000.
Delta 318, departure for the contact, to left direct clipper, climbing via SID, and resume the departure procedure.
Okay, left direct clipper and resume the standard instrument departure for Delta 318.
Delta 318 and climb via SID, please.
And we'll climb via SID for Delta 318.
Number
Alright.
83364, so
Alright guys, so let's climb via SID and we're going to start turning left towards Clipper.
Traffic at your 1 o'clock, 3.5 miles southeastbound altitude, indicate 7,000 and descending VFR type 10. Looking out for that traffic and 3007 Cherokee 360. 753 Lima 3 from Sidra, maintain 3,300 until established localizer cleared practice, ILS runway 24 approach.
Skyhawk 5 TV, clear practice, ILS 24 comma.
Number 53 Lima, contact climb down 118.6.
Alright, now we can go direct to,
Delta 318, contact center 125.27.
and we want to go direct to Clipper.
Delta 318, contact Los Angeles Center 125.27.
Los Angeles Center 2527, Delta 318. Alright, so now
Cherokee 364, traffic no factor.
let us take a look at what's got going on here.
Charlie Victorville altimeter 3025.
Alright, and let us see. We 2527. Let's come back up here now and see if we are actually direct clipper. And before we contact, let me go ahead and look at what the top is. 230. All right, guys. All right, 25, 27 should be in there. 25, 27. Los Angeles Center, Delta 318 Heavy is 10,700 climbing via the SID.
Delta 318, Los Angeles Center, reading.
Need to check, sir, if everything is
So
okay
now we're
with
pretty
alarms.
much direct clipper on our own. It didn't give us in the direct, but now as soon as we get the clipper, we'll go direct to kegs.
Approach 124.35.
124.35 for American 2757.
Now what we'll do is, and I'm going to check you guys out in the chat here, now we'll just go direct to kegs.
Diamond Star 62 Delta Charlie, connect Josh approach 126.1.
And now guys, you can see we're direct to kegs and we are climbing via SID. Let's do the after landing checklist. Flaps are up, landing gear is up. Let's disarm those spoilers, or the the auto spoilers.
Spoilers disarm.
And let's get the landing lights off.
3005, it is Bravo, expect on F27 approach.
And landing light is off, guys. That was somewhat of approach. All right, guys, we say here. Binga says smooth takeoff. Binga says do it. That scenery is bonk. It is. Dave McKee. Dave McKee says nice takeoff, smooth. Thank you, Binga. Tuned in autopilot pretty quick there. I did, Binga, for the simple reason that I know this aircraft on takeoff, and this, well, really it's the departure. You got to go direct to, well, you got to go get to that first waypoint. Then you have to fly heading 236. There's no time to have fun, because then the air traffic control is going to come on and start talking to you. So lot going on there, Binga. Let's see here.
Delta 318, connect Los Angeles Center 133.2.
Los Angeles Center 33.2, Delta 318 Heavy. All right, guys, and then I'll finish reading the chat. So yeah, sometimes because we don't have we don't have a first officer, that's what has to happen. We got to get that autopilot on pretty quick. But you guys know I'm the first to fly it. Good evening, Los Angeles Center, Delta 318, 17,100, climbing flight level 230, climbing via SID.
Delta 318, Los Angeles Center, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Up to flight level 370, Delta 318. All right, 370's in there. Now I can kind of come and talk to you guys a little bit. And let's see here. So yes, Grenier Bajan, hey Dave, how are you? Doing okay, but tired. Hope your reinstall is going well. Grenier Bajan, family's well, thanks. Did a flight today on P3D, but the computer needs more training. Dave says, don't we all? And Grenier Bajan says, we'll train it tomorrow morning and it should be good to fly in the afternoon. So everything is going here, guys. Pretty smooth takeoff. We have passed that transition altitude, so now we're going to go ahead and pull this out.
Standard Barrow cross-check.
And
passing flight level.
Yeah, this guy's going to be behind. Let's go out and get our official flyby.
6. Traffic at your 12 o'clock, 4 miles northbound. Altitude indicates 4,600 via port type is unknown.
All right, guys, this is what we're looking like here. Clear skies over Los Angeles. Pretty smooth takeoff. So again, one of the things that I'll tell you guys about was the fact that once we took off, I noticed that in the direct 2, there was no clipper. So we had to make that left turn and get direct to clipper. But here's the thing, there was no direct to clipper. So we had to make our direct as well. And so that's what I was saying, Binga. It's one of the things about this aircraft. I know it's glitchy. As you guys can see, there was no direct clipper, probably because we were too close. So we had to vector ourselves over the clipper, doing the left turn, which he said. So yeah, it's just one of those things here where you know, autopilot had to come on pretty quick. So you guys normally know I like to fly it up, but on this one, because of everything that was going on, we had to get to 5,000, so we had to monitor that. We had to stay on the heading of 236. We had to deal with the radios, and we had to manage that turn. And with one pilot flying this, doing that departure, there's no way. So autopilot helped me out so that we were able to make our turn and follow the procedure correctly without getting yelled at by ATC. So instead of rushing to respond to ATC, I just made sure the aircraft was handled, and then we contacted him, and we didn't get yelled at for any course stuff. He did have to repeat a couple things, but that's because I had a lot going on. So there you go. There you guys go. Nice departure out of Los Angeles International Airport, and we are on to Denver, where we are planning to arrive on a northern runway. We have 35 right planned, and gate Alpha 26 looks like it's going to be the gate for us, guys. Let me know how those volumes are treating you. I know there's a lot of wind noise once this bad boy gets up and running. Let's go in the back really quick. Now that we're having coffee time, take a look out of the window and see what's going on. Not too bad of modeling on this. You know, like I said, I've seen some cabins that are a lot more detailed, but this one is definitely okay as far as the cabin is concerned. You know, like I said, we don't really buy the aircraft for the cabin, but it's nice when the cabin is done nicely. But it's not bad. Not bad at all. You guys can see I'm having a cup of Joe here. Once we get to our cruising altitude, we can get some music on. And let's go ahead. Now that we're out of the LA area, let's close a couple of these charts, and let's close this one as well. I'm not quite sure if I had the departure chart on. Let's see if we're done with it.
Flight heading 080, intercept the Gaviota 099 radial outbound to Klang, resume navigation.
So there we go, right on course. And here is our standard instrument departure transition point. Aircraft looks like it's doing its best to stay on course here.
Verify 180.
United 1180, climb and maintain 11,000.
11,000, United 1180.
Now we definitely need to go onto the plan mode, because that's one thing that I didn't check, which I don't recommend ever taking off without checking the plan mode here. Rainier Bajan says, sorry, I got a jet, almost 2:30 a.m. Have a good stream and a great night all. Thank you for joining. Have a great night, Rainier Bajan. And we'll see you on the next one. Hope you have a great rest and a successful day tomorrow and the rest of the week. See ya, is what he's saying. All right, so now we're just going to come down a little bit because we have to step through our flight plan using this. So, but before we do that, let's go ahead and get this on the plan mode, and let's back this down to about 20 nautical miles. And now we can step through. You can see right here is our top of climb there. Let's just step through. There's Bill, Newton. It's gonna step. There's Dicey, Bump. So it looks like we have a pretty smooth arrival into the Denver area. It's pretty seamless there, so we will be asking for 3.5. So the flight plan does look good, of course. Get that back on the arc mode and jump that out. That way we can see what is happening, man. All right, Grenier Bajan says, I'm out. All right. Flight level 317 and climbing, guys. everything is copacetic here. MCP is following the VNAV set for 37,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. Flight director is on. Everything else is in the autopilot, which is indicated by this dot here, meaning that it is all flying the CDU or the FMS.
Number 1152 Sierra Corsair markets at above 6,000, cleared localizer DME backwards alpha approach.
So again, flying time today to the Denver International Airport was 1 hour and 46 minutes from the time that we left. And let's take a look-see here. So we've been airborne for 15 minutes and 46 seconds, guys. So, about 1 hour and 30 minutes until we land in Denver, which definitely shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, once we get up to our cruising altitude of flight level 370, we'll go ahead and throw the music on. That's less than 5,000. It's about 4,200 feet to go. Or 3,200 feet, I should say. Now it's 3,000 feet. My mathematicas was a little off, my friends. How's everybody doing out there today? How's everybody's Wednesday? And do you guys have something big planned for the weekend? Yes, Binga says kind of short flight for the A330. Yeah, Binga, you're right about that, man. This has to do with time management. I was going to go fly all the way to Minneapolis. I mean, really, any flight within the continental United States can be done by a 737 or an A321, which when I flew from my grandmother's funeral last week, LAX to Charlotte, which is coast to coast, I flew an A321. So it's not like back in the days, probably way before you were born, Bingo, but back in the day, and I know Dave and older folks can remember this, that it didn't matter if it was a short route, they would still fly these huge aircraft between, you know, basically what a regional aircraft can do, or now what the A321 or 737 can do. And because fuel was much cheaper, but recession started, things started dialing back, they got smarter about how they operated, so they started using...
I'm sorry, Delta 318, disregard.
I was like, wow, we're still descending. He says descend. Anyway, so yeah, so I wanted to fly the A330, so we are just going to fly it from LAX to Denver. This is the first recorded flight on my channel with this JAR Design A330, so we'll see how it goes. Dave McKee says air travel was far easier then and cheaper flights, no oil crisis, etc. Yeah, Dave, I agree. You know, I mean, I would say all this changed, you know, late 90s, especially after 9/11. But all, you know, 80s and 90s, man, it was, yeah, air travel was much easier. People could go to the gate. It was before 9/11, so the whole you got to stay out, you know, on the main terminal before you get back to the gate area was non-existent. And Bingo just said, I just realized how young I am. That's all right, Bingo. We were all young once, you know. All right. We are at our cruising altitude now. You can hear the flight attendants in the back working diligently. Yeah, Bingo, we all start somewhere in life. We don't choose when we're born. We don't choose how tall or how short we are. We don't choose a lot of things. So no worries there, Bingo. You'll have your time too, God willing, in life. But and then as you get older, you're going to notice certain changes that have occurred from whatever norms that you were used to in your adolescence, so, and early adulthood. So, but yeah, that's how it was, guys. So anyway, welcome aboard, guys. This Airbus A330-200 non-stop service from Los Angeles International Airport to Denver, which for this type of aircraft, most certainly we could do a lot more damage on this thing if we wanted to, but it's the leg we're doing today. Like I said, time management, you know, We got children, married, company. So the fact that I'm able to do a stream, period, is bomb.com, guys. So we're pulling it in, and this is the first leg of our world tour. So Dave McKee says, I remember flying with my mother, Toronto to New York City in a 747, almost all full flight. Yes, Dave. And you know, they still will fly larger aircrafts if it makes sense for that route. But now, you know, pretty much from a destination like that, Dave, probably over to New York City, probably would not be flying something like that anymore. They probably have 787s. They'll probably run more routes versus using that big 747, which we all love. Dave McKee says Toronto to Halifax in the DC-9, I think it was. That was back in the day, rolling the DC-9. Yeah, there you go, Dave. A319 nowadays, and that's what I was saying. Absolutely. I think back when they were flying the 747, less flights, but the one flight could accommodate more. Now I think what they do is, if they notice things are picking up for that route, they just add another aircraft. They won't add a larger aircraft. They'll probably throw in another A319 and add a route. But you guys know nowadays the airlines, they like to basically fly overbooked almost, where they're asking people to, you know, forfeit their seats because they're overbooked or whatever the case may be, which is not really user-friendly to the passengers, us. Mika says, my mom went on a 13-hour flight from somewhere in USA to Dubai in Emirates Airlines. She said it was her dream airline. Yeah, you know what? Emirates Airline is. It seems to be a very classy airline. It seems they have a lot of focus on, you know, comfort for their passengers. And I haven't heard anything negative about that. I don't know that I myself will ever, never say never, but in the near future, you know, I don't ever see myself having an opportunity to fly in an airline like that, just simply because I don't need to go anywhere where they fly. Yeah, but the airlines know what's your option. Swim to Hawaii, LOL. You know what I mean, Dave? For real. You know, the airlines know they got us. Our job is to choose the airline that hopefully gets us the least, you know. You know, looking at the GDP and inflation and what the airline tickets are now, they're really not too bad. You know, like I said, a lot of things have changed. Like, for example, now what we just went over because my grandmother passed last week, is they used to do bereavement airfare, meaning they understood that you were going to be booking an airfare last minute because somebody passed, which obviously wasn't planned, and so they would give you bereavement, you know, rates. Now that's out the window. They don't care what's going on with you. They have no sympathy for you. That either use your points and your mileage points that you have, or reward points, or pay the regular fare, which I will say, thank you, Benga, for saying rest in peace. But which I will say, you know, I was surprised. The airfare to Charlotte really wasn't that bad for last minute. So they kind of balanced it out. And that's not bad now because of COVID. Once things really get back to normal, trust me, they're going to gouge you silly for fares. I feel you, Dave. That's a good point. That's a good point. COVID has really impacted a lot of things. It's also given us access to stimuluses and, you know, for my business, like different PPL loans and all that stuff. But you're right, Dave. I think once things normalize, hopefully, that we can expect that they're going to do that, but hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't. Like you said, then, Dave, it'll be a lot of road trips or a lot of swimming. Thank you. A lot of swimming. Cheers to you guys here. You know, last couple flights ago, I did some coffee and had a couple sips and never drunk it again, so I'm making it a fact to drink it this time. Of course, you guys know I got my co-pilot in here. She's actually sleeping, happy as can be, on this flight here to Denver, nonstop service from Los Angeles International Airport. All right, Want to make sure we don't overcopy. Let's go ahead and double check. Perf to see if we can see top of descent is in 510 miles. Benga says cheers. I'll chug my juice box. That's what I'm talking about, Benga. Thank you. Thank you. Nothing like a virtual cheers. So you guys can see we got 508 nautical miles, about an hour and so of flying time. If we look at the UTC time, which again the time in the sim is going to be different because I like to make it to where it's not going to fly at night so we can see what we're doing. Let's get the status page on. And Dave says he's going to sip his sake. And Benga says, I have no clue what sake is. Well, you shouldn't, Benga. It's a very alcoholic beverage from Japan. Sake. Puts hair in your chest, so you don't need that yet, Benga. Yeah, guys, so we're doing good. So if we look at the current Zulu time, we're expected to get there on the top of the descent at 2021. So let's look at our current Zulu time. Our current Zulu time, well, it's not showing our current Zulu time there. So let's go and look here. So here it is. Here's our current Zulu time, 19. So it's saying 2021. So it's exactly in an hour and 5 minutes we will be descending, guys. An hour and 5 minutes we will be descending. So we definitely, now I'm flying Pilotedge, so I can't be as cavalier with my brake. Yes. I'm gonna recommend that to my mom. She likes that stuff, but she's not an alcoholic. I don't know how to spell it. You're okay, Benga. It's a Japanese rice wine, Benga. And Benga, rice wine is just a different way that they ferment, and I don't know exactly how they do it, but it's common in a lot of Asian cultures that they do this thing called rice wine. And Benga says, so you're saying it's made with rice? Japan is my former home, Dave McKee says. Some habits die hard. Yeah, man, I've drunk some of that rice wine back in the day, man. That thing will put hair in your chest. Never really tried sake. I think I had a sip of it years ago. And I'm definitely more than a little bit old enough to drink alcohol, but I just really don't drink alcohol that much. My brother and I had a beer on the way back from New York this past week. Just one. He doesn't drink that much either. And it was enjoyable for taste. Benga says Japan is cool. Japan is cool. I've always, me and my wife, or I should say grammatically correct, my wife and I have talked about visiting Japan. I do want to visit Japan for sure. For sure. Alright guys, so we're cruising along, and we're definitely, Dave McKee says, only in the animes. So let's get this airport out of here now.
I'm sorry, 62 Delta Charlie, descend maintain 3000.
And let's type in KDIN.
Delta 318, connect Los Angeles Center 124.62.
Los Angeles Center 2462 for Delta 318. Alright, 2462.
Here, connect Santa Maria Town 18.3.
And this is why we have to be, oops. I hate when it does that. And it's not even a track IR shot. Alright, 2462 coming up. Good evening, Los Angeles Center. Delta 318 checking in with you. Flight level 370.
Delta 318, Los Angeles Center.
Good evening. And Dave says, oh, and pro tip, it does not come with subtitles. Trust me, Japan is not like the animes. And on pro tip, it does not come with subtitles. That's too funny. That is too funny. Dave is very cultured. I like that about you, Dave. Anyway, let's come back over here and let's update that weather. We know it'll probably be about an hour behind. We can see trends, as you can see there, 23:53. So it's probably an hour behind because it's probably more like 24:53 right now. The winds are out of the north right here. 12 knots, gusting 23 knots. Oh my goodness. So hopefully that changes when we get there. Those winds are gusting quite a bit. The good thing is it's basically out of a direct headwind for the runway that we're landing on. So we definitely need this one, and we need to open up another chart. We need to open up the airport chart. Let's load that bad boy up. And back to Caden. And now we also need to open up the arrival chart. And we are arriving on the ski. And our transition waypoint is bump. So we'll keep this up, guys. And we also need to set up our approach. And we're doing ILS 35 right. This is a Cat 2 and 3 aircraft. All right. So decision Cat 11 ILS for radio altimeter, it's 111. And that kind of matches up. Look at the touchdown zone is 5370. The decision height here is 5470. But because we're using, we got to use the bold numbers, which is 111. So kind of move my joystick around there. Dave McKee says, but it does have school idols. All right. I think that's for the Phoenix, or that's for the Vegas airport. I always get that error message, but it never usually works out to be okay. There's probably some disparities. So let's check on that radio altimeter. So here's the decision height. Here is the landing frequency.
760 Charlie, turn right heading
300.
Report the field inside. It'll be 12 o'clock and 10.
We're actually where it says decision height, and this is what I'm gonna have to ask Greenlight about. So decision height here is the actual what we're putting in there. If we had a radio altimeter up here, we would put 111. So I'm actually gonna just put the decision height of 5470 and go from there, which will be essentially what we need to do here. 5370 is the touchdown zone, so we'll do 5470 and do it that way, because it doesn't say RA. Even though I know this has the radio altimeter, I just want to put decision height of 5470 in there and not 111 because it's not in the RA. So let's put 5470 in there.
Charlie, clear visual approach, runway 30.
So format error.
Departure, ready to contact, climb and maintain 5,000.
Let's try this.
762 up, Charlie, contact Long Beach Tower 119.4.
All right, so we did 111 for the decision height for the radio altimeter. Hopefully that works, because when I tried to put the actual one in there, 5470, it doesn't like that. So maybe it wants me to put the radio altimeter. See, watch, if I do 54 54.
Roger, for Quebec, turn left direct.
70.
Resume on navigation.
It won't let me put it in there, so we'll just assume that's what we need to have in there. Dave McKee says decision height is 100. And yeah, decision height is
turn left direct Quang, resume on navigation.
It says it's 100 here, but the RA is 111. Greenlight, who was an actual pilot, told me to put what's in the bold, so I'm gonna ask him that. MDA try 5470. Yeah, let's try that, Dave. Oops. There we go. 5470. So that took it.
Jackie 83364, SoCal approach. Radar count.
Now he says now enter 111. And I think 111 it's either
United 1180 coming.
Let's see.
Approach 119.
Let me try it out. See, it's either one of the other. Let's just leave it 111 and see what it does. So we're going to enter 111 in decision height. It is radial altimeter in this type of aircraft. So let's leave it there. Thanks, Dave. And again, we'll see what happens. Let's increase our range. And guys, we are cruising right along. Hey guys, thanks for checking in. If you're just joining the stream, we are flying this Airbus A330 from Los Angeles International Airport on over to Denver International. Hopefully my scenery works out. I just put some new scenery in there for Denver. So hopefully it works out well. I got it with my bonus points, reward points. So this is what we're in today, guys, and we're just cruising right along, right over this nice deserty area. And we've had my wife on board, Dave McKee, Binga, and we had Mr. Bijan, or Grenier Bajan, on earlier. We had Greenlight, who checked in, who's still in the office. So like I said, guys, we are doing well. If you guys haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Also do me an extra favor, smash that like button, share it out. Let's grow the channel. This here is going to be my first recorded flight here in this A330 from Jar Design. I just got the plane not that long ago, did some practices with it, trying to figure out what's good, what's not. I've only did one landing in this thing. It's an Airbus, so we will see how my actual second landing goes. First recorded one. It's Grin Eye Rebasion. Okay, Grin Eye Rebasion. Thank you, Dave, and I'm assuming that's French. And I'm assuming perhaps he's from Canada. I don't know. So take a long story. No, he said it's 2:30 a.m. there, so he's probably not from there. He's probably from way. Who knows where he's from? Dave, I'm assuming you do. It looks like you guys have a bit of a relationship. By the way, Dave, on the comment that I gave you on the video where you were doing a lot of hand flying, I was referring to, you had a buddy that you said was doing it kind of backwards. He was shooting his video in 4K and then stepping it down to whatever his HD was, 1080p, or whatever he was stepping it down to. And you had said, why are you going to record that in 4K if you don't have anything to even play it? Doesn't make any sense. It makes sense if you have something and you want to step it down like you were saying. So that's what I was referring to in that comment when I replied to one of your videos. So you guys, if you haven't, Dave McKee, who is in the chat, he also has his own channel. He's a content creator as well. He's got some awesome soothing videos with very good broadcasting or video encoding, because the videos are nice and clear. And he likes to fly a lot of the older aircraft, so check him out, guys. He's in the chat. Look at his handle. Again, that's Dave McKee, and go subscribe to his channel as well. And I guarantee you won't be disappointed because he does a lot of flying in different locations that you normally probably wouldn't see or hear of. Most of us aren't doing those locations, but I will be doing some of those. I'm going to travel the whole world. I want to do interesting approaches, arcs, you name it. And you guys know what I like to do on my channel. I like to hand fly a lot, especially on the approaches. I like to hand fly it a little bit longer, and normally I like to hand fly it longer on the departure. Dave McKee says he's been encoding a video now, and wait till tomorrow we go old school, folks. Nothing wrong with old school here. We definitely like old school. Funny thing is, I am actually searching for my phone, and I don't know where I left it. Thought it was in here, but apparently it's not. And I'm trying to see, did it fall? Wow. So no phone. I'll have to go find that thing here in a second just to double check. I like to keep it handy in case somebody for business is calling me. I have no clue what I did with my phone, so whatever's clever, it's probably out there somewhere in the house. So we're riding along, and you guys heard it right here. Go check Dave McKee's channel out, and wait, he's going to be uploading another video as he's encoding it right now. So we are doing some serious Airbus riding today, man. Alright, let's go back here, and our top of descent, guys, we moved up a minute. Top of descent here is at 377 nautical miles, so about 45 minutes. And Dave says he thinks he's doing a twin tail. Woo. That ought to be interesting. Dave, is that twin tail? Is it the one that has it's got the two, you know, pieces coming off the main fuselage? You got its own tail over here and its own tail over here. Is that the one you're talking about? Because I have seen them like that, where coming off the rear of the fuselage, it splits in like two cylinders, and they each have their own little tails and elevators and rudders. So is that what you're talking about? Let me look that up. The twin tail. Yeah, it's kind of what I thought it was, but it's some of them are connected, so there's a couple different types of twin tails.
Cleared Sweetwater visual runway 27 approach.
What I was talking about was kind of like, not necessarily, see, it's got the twin tails, it's got, you know, it's two little rudders, and I think on this surface right here would be the elevator. There's several different types of twin tail aircraft. Hey, that's A10. I didn't know that's considered a twin tail. I fly that. Anyway, we'll see if that's what Dave is talking about. He says, no, nope, twin rudders. Think Pearl Harbor. Got you. Got you, Dave. Twin rudders.
52 Sierra, Roger, and advise when you're ready to copy your clearance.
Alright, so let me put our flight plan, which is one thing I didn't do, into the overall Navigraph. So we can kind of have it up in case we need to make any changes. Our alternate, which it wouldn't be fun flying this into there, would be Colorado Springs. Even though they got some cool approaches there.
SoCal departure, ready to contact, climb and maintain 4,000. Charlie 152 Sierra, clear to San Luis Airport. Via Morro Bay, Mike, Quebec, Oscar, direct, climb and maintain 4,000.
A lot of people talking. Somebody was stepping on somebody. So guys, we are currently traveling northeast, and basically right off of our wing here. Let's see if I can slide us up a little bit so we don't get that seat in there. So basically off here in the distance, which we can't see, is St. George, which is Arizona. And St. George is right off of the I-15. I've passed in St. George several times, traveling north to like Utah. And then we're in the desert, so there's really nothing else too significant around. Let's see if we can get a visual of the Colorado River from the first officer side. Here, we'll leave this view kind of like right here. And let's back it up a little bit. Alright, let's go to the first officer side.
LA Center Cherokee 83364, 7,200.
I wonder if that's the Colorado River down in this little... Yeah, so here's the Colorado River, guys. You can see down in this little valley right here. That's where the Colorado River runs through. You just can't see it. You can see a little bit of it right here.
Keep you for another couple miles. No traffic observed between you and Big Bear. If you want to terminate now, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'll stick with you until you can see the airport. We are happy to stick.
So that's the Colorado River. And it's going to kind of basically follow us. We're going to be passing Lake Powell, and that's where the Colorado River dumps off, and then it goes across us. So we'll hopefully catch that, and that's before we get onto our arrival. So let's hope that is something scenic for us. Let's see here. As a former military man, though, you were Army. That's correct, Dave. I was Army. United States Army at that. Dave McKee says the L-18 Lodestar. Take a look at that. Alright, so here is a Lockheed Model 18 Lodestar. There's the twin tails with the rudders. Tail dragger, of course. Looks like it sits nice and low to the ground as well. And is that payware, Dave, that you're going to be flying? And where'd you find that aircraft at? I'm assuming it's for, obviously, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is what I'm assuming, but you know what they say about assumptions. I won't say it here on the channel, I'll keep it PG, but it makes a you-know-what out of you and me.
United 1180, contact Lindbergh Town 18.3, hasta La Pasta.
Dave says it is freeware. Too awesome, guys. So we're cruising right along, guys, so let's... Before I get remiss, let's go ahead and take a look at gate Alpha 26 in Denver. Let's see if we can get one more tab up and going here. It's going to be the Alpha Concourse. Dave says he tries to showcase freeware as much as possible. I am not mad at you. I love me some high quality freeware. Okay, so if you're looking at the Concourse Alpha, Alpha 26 is right off the corner, which I would expect. This is a larger aircraft, so, you know, the actual flight, which is, I believe, a A220, parks right here at A330. I chose gate Alpha 26 just to make sure we have enough room. And in relation to the airport, so I believe this is the Alpha Concourse down here. I believe this is Alpha Bravo Charlie. Let's see here. So if we're looking at it, that's on the bottom side. Yep. So Alpha 26 is right here. So, and the runway is way over here, 35 right. So, either way, looks like we're going to be doing some work. We could also get 3-4 left and be just okay as well. But otherwise, we'll plan for 3-5 right. And we'll just have to do a longer taxi. But you guys know, we were talking about it this the other day, that Denver has those super long runways and super long taxis because they have plenty of runways. But if you look at it, like I was saying, there's no reason not to have a crosswind takeoff, because you got your 2 runways that run basically east and west up here, and they're both 12,000 feet. Then you have your runways that run north and south. So anything in there in between, you're good to go. So it never should be too much of a crosswind landing. Then of course we have our, let's see, we've got our approach here. This is our approach that we're going to have in there, which there's no worries there. Let's see what chart this is. And this is our arrival, our standard terminal arrival, which we're coming through bump. We got Aspen at above flight level 270. So let's check and make sure that that makes sense in our FMC. So Abasan 360. So yep, above flight level 270. And it's got us right at 364. Ski is at flight level 229. Which is fine. So it's funny, one is above, one is under, but it's close enough. So we'll be slightly under at Abasan and slightly over here at Ski. Let's see.
Delta 318, contact Denver Center 127.02. Have a great flight.
Over to Delta Center 2702. Thanks for all the ATC. We'll see you next time for Delta 318. All right, guys. So we got our switch over, and that's why I was just saying I have to be a little bit more paying attention to what's going on here instead of walking away, which we can. And that was 2702. Man, I still write it down when I get a chance. All right. Geo, Captain Type 1 each. What is up, Geo? And Dave says, Bogey, if you guys don't know, Captain Geo is another content creator. Go look at his, just like I shot Dave out. Go look at the chat. Captain Geo, CPT space GIO. He's an awesome content creator. That guy can fly for sure. Had the pleasure of meeting him. You guys go check Captain Geo out. Give him a sub. And follow him because you will be entertained. Dave says, I'm so tired, he ran out of the O's for bogey. All right, guys. So, we've checked in, and Captain Geo says, sup, Dre? Hey, Geo, you know what's good, man. You know, it's always a pleasure. What I like about it is if I want to get Jones, if I'm jonesing for a stream or watching a flight, you know, and I'm not streaming myself, I'm out working or whatever, I love it because I can check in to Captain Geo, Shaquille Oatmeal, XP72, HD Simulations, Chief Sim Pilot, so on and so forth. So thank you guys as well, because I'm always thoroughly entertained. You know, plus it's good to sit back and watch somebody else sweat the landings. You know, I know. I think I saw you about to stream that, Geo, or you're gonna stream it. He says picked up the A340 last night. I'm gonna get that too, Geo. Matter of fact, I'm gonna watch your stream and look and see what's going on when you fly that bad boy. This is my first flight in the A330. I had picked this up with my reward points too, so I didn't pay a dime. But I'm definitely interested in getting the A340. So I definitely like flying Airbuses. And Dave McKee says it's overpriced. Man, Dave, all this stuff is overpriced. They got us, man. What are you gonna do? You know, other than not get it. But as us content creators who fly multiple aircrafts, Sometimes we got to take it. Hopefully they reduce their prices or people can catch it on a sale. Dave McKee says, told us to lost their minds. Yep, for sure. You know they overcharge. A lot of stuff is overpriced. Which brings me to my next point. There is this aircraft that I got the other day. It's for 24 bucks. It's a Pilatus PC-24, which is a jet. I got it off the X-Plane org store, and I'm going to give you the exact name of it because I am going to tell you not to buy it. That thing turns out to be horrible. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys who it's from. And I mean, if it was freeware, I could understand, and even then it would be a very very horrible freeware as well, honestly. I should have picked up the Citation CJ4, which looks like it's a much better it looks like it's a much better simulation. Okay, so anyway, let me tell you guys what this aircraft is. Let's see. Okay, here it is. It's $26.95. Okay, so this thing is made by MSGI. So MSGear, MSGIER. It's PC-24. They want $26.95, so basically $27 US. Let me tell you something. Hey, Captain Nate, what is going on? Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate everybody checking in. Listen, this Pilatus PC-24 from MSGear. Do not pick it up. Do not buy it. It is substandard. It is definitely not worth $26.95. It should be freeware. But if the developer is expecting to get some money out of there, maybe $9.99. Zachy D, what's going on? Appreciate you and Captain Nate checking in. We are direct on our flight plan for Denver right now. Flight from Los Angeles International Airport on over to Denver. It was going to be a two-leg flight or a flight to Minneapolis, but I still got the stream started a little bit later than I'd anticipated. So right now we're only going to Denver. This is starting a series of the World Tour, which anybody can fly along, really. I'll be trying to announce the next one, kind of what time we're going to start streaming, roundabout. I haven't been scheduling the streams because when I was scheduling, YouTube was making me stream 2 different streams. So I don't really know what was going on with that. I still got to fix that. So I don't schedule them, I just kind of do them. Boom. Anyway, we're doing World Tour, so we're going to Denver right now, and I really don't know what we're going to do after Denver, but it should be something, a couple of hops on the next stream to get us to the East Coast, or one longer hop. I still think I want to get into Minneapolis, St. Paul. I used to live there. So we'll see what we do for that stream. Thank you guys for the like so far. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel and smash that like button, guys. Dave says, plane I fly tomorrow is kind of a Frankenstein plane, but for me it's fine. It's freeware. Author is honest, is a WIP, and has limits to his skills. That I can get behind and show some love. Oh, of course. When it's freeware, they're doing the best that they can to provide something free to the community. I support. I like freeware as well. I mean, the best one for X-Plane, obviously, as you guys know, is the Zevo. That one is awesome. Zachy D says, I was having that same problem with the 2-stream schedule thing on my sim channel. Hey, I know, Zachy D. I don't know what's going on. You know, it's like they want you to schedule one, but it overrides the live one where you can go live. But they seem to, if you do the schedule one, it activates the other one, and then people are like, hey, I got 2 streams, so that's crazy. Captain Nate says, I fell asleep at like 5 for a little nap and woke up and thought it was the next morning, so I got ready for school and realized that it's 6 p.m., not a.m. Hey, man, Captain Nate, I used to do that when I was in school as well, because, you know, there's a certain time of year where the lighting outside is insane. And obviously, it's as we get into the fall and the winter, where 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. literally can look like the same on the outside. So, yep, Dave McKee says, here's your sign. Here's your sign. You guys don't know, who was that? Bill Ingenval that said that? I don't think it was Jeff Foxworthy. I think it was Bill Ingenval. It's like, here's your sign. Comedian, guys, if you don't know what Dave's talking about. So, there is your sign. Alright, guys, we are cruising right along. And let us check out our top of descent. Come right over here to Perf. And we got 229 nautical miles into the top of descent. So this thing is happening really quick today, guys. Greenlight, Captain Geo, Captain Nate, Zachy D, Dave McKee, big up, fellas. Nice to see you here. Greenlight, thanks for checking in again. Greenlight is one of my moderators and also a frequent flyer, pun intended, on the Dre Sanchez YouTube channel. We fly quite a bit. We got Daquan here. Hey, Dre, what's going on, Daquan? Thanks for showing up. Thanks for joining the stream. I hope you are well, Daquan, and everybody on the stream. I hope everybody's doing good. Right now, we're just doing a nice, easy flight from Los Angeles to Denver in this A330. And Benga had mentioned that it was a shorter flight, this type of aircraft, and I said absolutely, but that's all I can do for the night. So we just want to get it up and showcase it, you know. And like I said, this is the first time I'm streaming this aircraft on my channel, so you know, there we go. There it is in all its glory. And we definitely have some clear skies here today, and things are definitely looking good. Let's go and make sure my active sky is all updated. I don't think I did the flight plan. It's usually pretty accurate. But you're probably going to see the weather update because I forgot to put the flight plan in the active sky, even though sometimes it doesn't make a difference. But it usually gives more accurate weather, so you may see something else on the horizon pop up. And absolutely nothing. It did its update, and I guess the skies are clear. Oh, there you go. You saw this little bit of clouds pop up, but not much, guys. Zachy D says, do you have Discord? And yes, I do, Zachy D. Let me pull that up. So anyway, guys, stay away from MS Gear's Pilatus PC24. Horrible. Greenlight saying Dre or me. Well, we don't know, but I tell you what, we are. I'm going to give my Discord, and then if he wants yours, Greenlight, then if you got one, you can hook it up. All right, I'm going to give you guys my server here. And guys, I am going to be getting better with the Discord. And it's so crazy because I want to do more stuff, get Nightbot and Discord on, but then every now and then it's like, but at the same time I got to get a stream in, so. There you guys go. There's my Discord right there if you want to join it, if that was you, Zachy D.
November 15 Tango, don't switch to NorCal on your own.
And that is the server there, Greenlight. I mean, Zachy D, so you can join the server if you'd like.
Contact, climbing to maintain 11,000.
All right, Zachy D. I see you here, brother. I see your response. All right, there we go, Zachy D. I just responded to you. All right, guys. So I was just replying on the Discord. And Greenlight says, Zachy D, all good. All right, guys. Let's go here and check. 191 nautical miles. I actually thought I was going to be taking a break before this one was done, but I don't think so. That thing is moving pretty quickly, guys. We'll see if we can get a check at the weather here. Got to be very cautious. Got to be very cautious as we walk out now. Dave McKee says, I'm Linux Monster, in case you didn't know, Dre. And I did know, and I was just responding back to you at that case, Dave, because I saw you in there. And I see you, Linux Monster. There we go. Perfect. Thank you for clarifying that, Dave. So, we are... You know, this is kind of a, and this is a good thing that I'm glad Greenlight and I are doing this world tour thing, is that I want us to see some awesome sceneries. What I'm trying to do everywhere we go, I'm trying to actually do the scenery. And I wish I had enough space on my computer for ortho everywhere. That's one, my computer that I'm running now is an i7 with the NVIDIA GTX. I think it's a 1080 graphics card, which I'm going to level that up. But once I get my next computer and put X-Plane on that one, I'm going to do ortho overlays everywhere. Greenlight's kind of putting me on point on that because it will absolutely also help the sim to run smoother because it won't be rendering stuff. So I will definitely be doing that for you guys. But in the meantime, I'm trying to ensure that we have some awesome airport scenery wherever we land. So I got some payware scenery in Denver that hopefully will look okay once we land, better than the Gateway. I kind of spawned in there. Once I uploaded it, doesn't look like it's too heavy on the frame, so it shouldn't mess up our approach, hopefully. So far, the jar design is pretty easy on the frames as well. There are some of the toeless aircraft kind of pull my frames back for whatever reason, so. But whatever. Is clever. We'll see how that works out. All right, let's see if we can get some updated weather. All right, still should be behind because we definitely are not at that Zulu time. The current MEDAR is done at 0153 Zulu, so this thing is about over an hour old. Winds are still out of the north at 13 knots. Altimeter is 3004. And it's VFR conditions there. It's clear, so hopefully we get the runway of our dreams. So let's look at the ATIS here. Arrival ATIS is 25.6. So, and this is kind of one thing I'm talking about here too. You know, this thing really, let's see, let's try something here. VHF2, yeah. So, again, what I don't like about it is that you can't really use your COM2 stack because whatever you do on this side is doing it on this side. So, and I don't think in options you can separate the two functionalities. So COM2 in here, there's really no reason to have COM2. So it's going to be interesting how we get the ATIS because you can't really run a COM 2 in here because both sides are doing the same thing. Otherwise, I could have different frequencies in here and then select VHF2 and it should tune me in to the other frequency while I'm monitoring one. Let me make sure that I didn't, yeah, 27.2, that's the one we're supposed to be on. That way we're not missing any callouts because you know I don't play on Pilotedge. Will Burke says, are you doing across the pond? Welcome, Will. Not this flight, Will, but we are going to be doing across the pond maybe on Saturday. What we're doing, Dave's switch, there has to be a switch to unlink that, we'll see. But Will Burke, we're not doing across the pond right now. We're LAX to Denver. Through the rest of the days of the week, maybe Thursday and Friday, we'll get ourselves to the East Coast, and then on Saturday we'll be doing across the pond into Europe. And keep going from there. I'm going to get with Greenlight, who hopefully will be doing a few of those flights with me, especially the one across the pond, and get into Europe, and then we'll travel, you know, potentially in Africa or wherever else in that region and work our way continuing east. For sure. Oh, are you doing the cross the pond? He meant for the VATSIM event Saturday. Well, that makes perfect sense. I didn't even know there was a VATSIM event on Saturday, so perhaps I should get my oceanic position reports together, because you know once you cross that pond, you got to do your oceanic stuff. I need to brush up on that, so I'll probably be getting with Greenlight so we can go over oceanic procedures again. I haven't done an oceanic.
Calling Tucson approach. You're either
flight.
Too low or too far away for me to.
2 spots left. Go snag one, Will Burke, for sure.
If you're near Tucson, then you're likely too low. And if you're on the ground looking for an IFR sort of clearance, you can try me on the phone on 122.2.
Thank you for that, Will. I think they're doing allotted departure times. Okay. Well, the good thing is if I fly from another airport and don't necessarily do that, if I'm in ATC, they'll, you know, because they got to cover everybody. So, yeah, let me go look now at that event, guys. Thank you for putting me on that. Let me just close my sim brief out.
And you'd like it from Hazen? Everyone fixing a route across Hazen at 10,000, cleared on air runway 24 approach, Silver Spring.
Across the pond, eastbound 2021.
G3678 NorCal radar contact, climb maintain 7,000.
So yeah, Saturday, October 30th, 2021. It's not even giving me anything on here where I can go sign. Let's see. Stay tuned. Forum and Twitter at da-da-da.
Walker 169 heavy, flying the ground, runway 10 left, taxi via Tango. Let me know if you need the full length.
So guys, I'm looking at the event, but it doesn't have me signing up anywhere. Depart early in the North American morning and touchdown in Europe, ready for a Halloween party. As the evening gets underway, we will look forward to welcoming 700 of you to fly transatlantic on Saturday, October 23. You know, the funny thing, it doesn't even list the times. I would just take off from, say, Halifax and not bother with allocation stuff. I agree, Dave. Otherwise, you and Greenlight would have to almost have identical slots. You know, I'm looking at it right here, guys. I'm looking at it right here, and it doesn't give me any times. Cross the Pond is back for next iteration. Fly transatlantic, Saturday, October 21. There's no times, which is kind of peculiar. Yeah, it just doesn't list any time. So, hey, whatever time I do it is whatever time I do it. Hopefully it's during the event. Do you guys have any idea what time that's going to be at? We'll check that out. Me also, before I check you guys out in the chat, let me look at the F&O for Friday in case I want to hop on that. Of course, we know the F&O is usually 2300 Zulu, which is 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And this one's Deserts of Arizona. Got you. Atlantic Ocean, Texas, and the Deserts of Arizona. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Top right, then once log into bookings. Otherwise, let's see. That means they're all taken. Zachy D, Microsoft Flight Summit is about to be good come the holidays. The planes that I heard from Pilot Stud are going to be good. PMD 737, MD 80, 757, M-Builds, A310, etc. Will Burke says they have a website specific for CTP. Got you. And Greenlight says, Will Burke says, opright login. Then once login, go to bookings. Let's see. Opright login. Let's see. I don't know why it's my sim link. What's going on with that? Could not connect to simulator. Huh, I wonder what's going on with my sim link. Let me see if it's still working. Well, we won't be able to tell. Let's go ahead and look and see what our... Alright, we got 99 nautical miles there. Let's fix this sim link situation here.
November, contact Salt Lake City Center, 133.25.
133.25, TBM 89 November.
Number 23678, low altitude alert. I'll show you descending. Climb now, climb and maintain 7,000.
Alright, let's see what we can do here.
November 23678, are you able to maintain your own terrain and obstruction clearance? Okay, just to verify the answer to the question, are you VMC and are you able to maintain your own terrain and obstruction clearance?
Do something here. So you can see here we are. Delta 318.
Unable 4,000 feet.
That's us. There's Denver. Let me go down here and check on my sim link. It's this guy right here.
Salt Lake Center, TBM 89 November 17.
Alright, let's authenticate it again.
Salt Lake Center, hello, the Boise altimeter 3028.
3028, thanks.
So it's still waiting for authentication.
Delta 318, descend via the Ski 3 arrival, runway 35 left transition, Denver altimeter 3004.
Says please wait for user authentication, which we did.
Delta 318 Denver.
Go ahead for Delta 318.
Delta 318, descend via the Ski 3 arrival, runway 35 left transition to the Denver altimeter 3004.
Descend via the Ski 3 arrival, Delta runway 35 left transition, altimeter 3004 for Delta 318. Alright guys, so it says it's all good. So let's get rid of that and bada bing bada boom. Alright, it's back working, I think. Yes, it is. Okay. It is, guys. So, with that being said, it is time to go to work. Alright, we got 78 nautical miles. Let's look and see what the bottom descent is on there. Alright, so transitioning.
Quark 169, can I departure?
What do you say? 3-5 left, right? Or did he say 3-4 left? Denver Center, Delta 318.
318 Denver Center.
Yeah, Roger, did you say that was 3-5 left or 3-4 left, sir?
3-5 left, and I mean, you can land 3-4 left if you'd like to taxi for a while.
No, actually I'm already set up for 3-5 right if that's available, and I don't mind the taxi if we can have that, sir.
Sure, yeah, if you prefer it, sure. Runway 3-5 right transition.
Alright, Christmas does come early. 3-5 right transition, we really appreciate you, Bill 318. Alright guys, so it doesn't hurt to ask. So I don't mind the taxi, guys. Hope you guys don't either. We've got the fuel and we're already set up for 3-5 right, so.
Portland radar, contact minus 15000.
Alright guys, the bottom altitude on this transition is, alright, 3-5 right is Teller at 11,000. So let's double check that.
Number 3079 Romeo Tucson.
Okay, here's Teller right here at 11,000. So now, let's go ahead and I'll check you guys out in the chat. 63 nautical miles, so let's come up here now and get this to where it says 11,000. You guys can see those winds have picked up. Now we need to go ahead and double check our
Albuquerque Center, Aero 3079 Romeo VFR request.
Teller at 11,000, guys, right there. And let's look at our instructions. Alright, so after Teller, expect ILS or localizer 34 left right, or localizer runway 35 left approach. And after Teller, we are gonna fly heading 75.
November 79 Romeo, your radar contact, let's see, 30 miles southeast of the Tango Foxtrot Delta, the O1, you're going to Buckeye.
So after Teller, we need to remember a heading of 75, it says.
Thank you.
Teller, expect ILS.
Tango Romeo Springs.
Just make sure what the heading is.
14 and set your request.
So here's Teller, so we'll maintain a heading of 75.
Full stop where?
And we'll get the ATIS. So you can see our top of descent is right there. So our top of descent's in a little bit over about 45 miles or so. Let's check that. Should be about 45 miles or so. 49 miles, I was close. And we will start bringing it in. Alright. Turn our forward sight back this way now that we're getting ready to get back to work. And let's see what we got here. I'll be in bed by the time you finish the taxi. You know, Dave, just FYI, usually Dre airports try to allocate the closest runway to terminals as the arrival road. Oh, I know that, Dave. I just didn't feel like switching stuff up. I'm not quite sure what this FMC is going to do. Remember, this is my only second basically landing in this thing ever. We don't mind the long taxi. Matter of fact, let's look at our taxi.
You're going to contact 12 miles east of us to the OR. Let's see, Springs landing north. Enter a right base, runway 35 left.
Okay, so we're going to land 35 right. It's not really that bad though, guys. Because look, if we would have landed 35 left, we're still going to get this Echo Charlie. So really the only thing that's extra is this Echo Charlie right here to come across, and then we're going to cross 35 left, and then we'll taxi in probably via we should go all the way to Kilo. So Echo Charlie all the way over to Kilo, and then we can bring it in. But I think we're going to have to come around because I don't know if we can get past this piece. curious if we can go. I think we can. I think this is the bridge. So I think we can still taxi this way. If I remember correctly. So that's the Sky Bridge right here to the terminal. So we should be fine. All right, 32 nautical miles to go. And
November 15 Tango
let's
North
see
transmission ident.
if we can get onto. We should be right here. They shouldn't switch us over. When we start descending, we'll just let them know that we're going to switch frequencies because there is. Let's go see if there's a way to unslave the sides on the MCD menu. Let's see, settings. On rain, on the window, on top of display.
Discretion to 10,000.
Load the MCD off. Spoilers, access, show tablet. So yeah, there's no way to switch the displays or separate them. You would do it in settings. So, the only other thing to do now, guys, is just kind of check up here. Yeah, there's no way to separate anything, guys. Okay, outer tank transferring. So let's look and see what our fuel is doing. So you can see the outer tanks are transferring fuel right now. All right, and we are getting significantly closer. Under 20 miles now. Let's go ahead and take a look now and see what our estimated fuel is once we get into
November 9 Tango Romeo, Connect Springs Tower, 109.9.
boom, boom, boom. Let's see, perf. Let's do our fuel prediction. So we're estimated to have 9.8 kilos, 9,800 kilos, 2 kilograms on board. So. All right, 11 miles on that top of the descent.
Number 349 Tango Romeo, Springs Tower, right base, runway 35 left, middle land.
About 10 nautical miles, guys.
We are close to top of descent, sir.
Well, thank you for letting me know that, my automated first officer. I really appreciate you.
Number 15 Tango NorCal approach. Number 15 Tango, I'm not sure what happened, but you paused out there for a second. Just in the future, if you need to step away and pause, just let me know somehow. But there's no traffic between you and the Silver Springs Airport. Report your IFR cancellation in the air, this frequency on the ground via 122.2 within 5 minutes of landing.
I like to step it down and get exact on that top of the descent. What you see is coming.
Number 15 IFR cancellation received. Have a good one.
All right, under 5 miles.
Walker 169 for higher.
Walker 169, that's a good idea. Wouldn't it be Seattle 135, folks?
All right, we're right almost on that top of the descent.
3515, Walker 169.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seatbelts and tray tables are in their all-upright position. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened.
All right, as you can see here, we're now going to be chasing that top of the descent. The aircraft is now descending. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to get those flight controls on for you. We're going to shut the music off. And so that I don't forget, we're just going to go get those flight controls on for you guys right now. Free and clear. Flight controls do look good, because I don't want any problems. Alright guys, so our descent into the Denver area has officially started. Winds are out of 340. I'm just going to see really quick if we can get the ATIS, and if it is, we'll ask to switch over because our comms. Let's see. We said that okay, now you guys can see here's our aircraft here, and the ATIS is 25.6.
Denver International Airport.
All right. So we need to call and get that ATIS, so we will now. Denver Center, Delta 318.
Delta 318.
Yeah, Roger. I'm flying the JAR Design A330, and it does not have a comm to request to switch over to frequencies to get the ATIS, if I could, sir.
Delta 318, that's approved.
Okay, Roger. I'll let you know when I'm back on frequency, sir.
Wait.
All right, guys. So that's how you got to do it.
November 8 November, connect Big Sky approach 119.
Flight following is requested. Notice to airman runway 16 left 34 right closed. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information alpha.
All right, information alpha.
Airport. ATIS information alpha. 0153 Zulu. Wind 330 at 13. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 9er. Dew point -6. Altimeter 3004. Arriving runway 34 left. 35 left. 35 right. Departing runway 35 left. 258. Visual approaches in use. ILS runway 34 left. Runway 35 left. And runway 35 right approach in use. Multiple Zulu approaches in use. DMR departures contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading.
I want to see that heading again so we can put it in.
Requested. Notice to airman runway 16 left 34 right closed. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information alpha.
Let's get that wind direction again. It's at 13 knots. I think it was 340.
International Airport. ATIS information alpha. 0153 Zulu. Wind 330 at 13. Visibility 10.
Okay, 330.
Condition clear. Temperature 9er. Dew point -6. Altitude.
And Denver Center, Delta 318 reporting that we are back on frequency.
Thank you.
Sorry. All right, guys. So it's Alpha 3004, 300 at 13 knots is what we got. We are continuing our descent here into the Denver area, guys. So it's not directly a headwind now, but we're still doing good. So let's come down here, go to the next phase and start plugging some stuff in. The QNH there is 3004. And the temperature is 9 degrees Celsius. And it is 330, 13 knots. There we go. So we've got a nice approach speed, and of course this is landing full flaps. We're gonna go landing configuration. We're gonna land flaps 3 because the runway is long enough, and we're gonna do a V approach speed of 144, guys. That'll be it. Our VREF is 139. As we continue our route in, we can see here we've got our ILS frequency 110.1. Remember, guys, we always want to check that.
Number 23678, Roger. No need to report over Salinas.
So localizer approach 110.15, and let's make sure it's the IDPP. See that? India Delta Papa. And the reason why I want to do that because the 1.5 doesn't show, so it's just 110.1, but it's the IDPP. Course heading is 350, which is all set up, guys. So we are good to go. These are just the courses for this VORs right here that's set up. we were going to fly a VOR, that's what we would do right here, and then we would fly the VOR. But that's not what we're doing. Check, decision height is not 111, and I was using the radio altimeter setting, so this is where I wanted you, Greenlight. I'm glad you're here. So what we did earlier, Greenlight, is we set it up in here for, let's go back to our perf, and we'll have to check the aircraft in a minute. The decision height then is the 50, so we're going to use the other one.
Denver approach 120.35.
120.35. Okay, over to Denver approach 120.35 Delta 318.
November 9 Tango Romeo Alpha departing, monitor ground.
All right, so we'll get that decision height. So then we got to go back to the other one we were talking about, Dave. All right, we're still doing good there. And it was 2035. Approach Delta 318 is at flight level 223, descending via the Skeets 3 with information alpha on board.
Delta 318 Denver approach, Denver altimeter 3004, cleared ILS runway 35 right approach.
Okay, altimeter 3004, cleared ILS 35 right approach for Delta 318. Alright guys, so we've officially been cleared for the approach, so once we get past our one waypoint, we're cleared to continue the approach. We don't have to be vectored at all. We can just continue the approach into the Denver area, so that's good. So essentially, the aircraft is going to fly it all itself. We're going to make a left turn right here, and then we'll be in there, guys. All right, so let's get back to this decision height thing, guys. So decision height then is 5470. Greenlight says, what is your approach runway? So Greenlight earlier, you must have still been at work. So this was the, you know, so we picked the Cat, you know, 2 and 3 because of this aircraft. So the radio altimeter says it's 111. Decision height says it's 5470. So, and that's what we had in there before. So your decision height should be 5470. So whenever we go in here, Greenlight, we want to show you something. So instead of doing it here, because it won't do the 5470 here, because we talked about this earlier in the stream, you can go back and check it out. It won't take 5470 right here. It says format error. So now we have to take this 5470 and we have to put it on the MDA, I'm assuming. Right, your DA should be 5470. No decision out is 5470, not the same thing. No decision out, your DA should be 5470. So anyway, I don't know, guys. So look, I put 54.7 in here. You guys can battle it out. I'm going to leave it right there. At the end of the day, I know manually what my decision height is. All right, guys. Aircraft is doing an awesome job of slowing down. You can see those winds are coming right out of the north. As we are traveling east, it's pushing us off the left side right now. And guys, we are on approach into Denver International Airport, and we are having okay, so we can go get our altimeter set up now for 3004. Altimeter 3004 is in there as we're crossing the transition altitude of flight level 180. And since we're continuing the approach, guys, what we can also do is come down here, look at the flight plan, and see. Okay, Teller. Okay, Sea Duck is at, so now we need to look and see what the actual approach says. Okay, so we're coming in off of Teller, the Vale, the Dory, and then let's get on to our approach here. So there's Dory, Dean, and Drum. You make sure, let's see, 35 right. Let me go check something.
Number 3079 Romeo, contact Phoenix Express 119.2.
Well, Drum. Let me see if we had Drum. Yep, drum is in there. Drum is at 9,000. Fonz is at 7,000. Let's go double check that. And there's Fonz at 7,000. So now you guys know what that means. We can just change that to 7,000. And once we get turned, we'll go ahead and put on that ILS. Let's see. All right. I'm looking at chart 1112, Cat 1, decision heights 5570, but I don't know if it's not allowing you to put in. Yeah, I did put 5740 in the MDA, so that's where we're at now. And that was what we were talking about earlier, Greenlight. We actually did it earlier in the stream, and I was actually saying, oh, where's Greenlight, man? I need to... so if you look here...
We need more drag, sir.
5470, so it's in there. All right, so he's telling us we need more drag.
Phoenix approach Aero 3079 Romeo 6500 VFR.
Spoilers half.
Spoilers are half. We're going to do medium brake.
30059 Romeo.
Parker 169 contact.
Spoilers retracted. Spoilers armed.
All right, we got the spoilers armed, guys. Let's look at our speeds here too, because we don't want the aircraft going too fast. Our approach speed is 144. Okay, Craig, we got 210, which I'm liking.
Walker 169, Salt Lake Center, hello.
All right, guys, now we need to look for the tower frequency and get that programmed in. That's going to be our next change. So tower frequency is 3235. Greenlight says you're okay then. Thank goodness, guys. $32.35.
7,000 with you.
I shouldn't install the 320.
Number 23678, Roger. You were cleared for the localizer approach, and you seem to have flown past the approach. You were given the approach clearance a while ago.
Spoilers disarm.
I'm gonna slow it down. The aircraft's doing something funky here.
I'm just not understanding what you're calling me about.
I just break was your transmission, so I just keep flying heading. So can you later back us to the localizer?
Number 236.
Spoilers retracted.
Turn left heading 36.
All right, we're at 10,000, guys.
630 6000. No, 23678.
360 heading 360.
360.
All right, we are at 210. 9,000, 9,000. All right, guys.
Number 23678, turn left direct to Charlie, that's Sierra, correction. Charlie Hotel Romeo Lima Echo. Cross Charlie at 6,000, cleared localizer on my 2A left approach.
All right, we're going to start slowing down to 200.
2A left approach, number 23678.
Ooh, you guys see us shaking around? All right, guys, let's go ahead and arm that localizer. Localizer is armed because we will definitely be catching it. Don't forget our approach speed is 144. Let's look at our flaps, and we don't want to over flap, especially in this wind. Flaps 1 speed is 215. Let's slow it down. And let's go for flaps, speed check, flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Localizer is captured, guys. Now we can put it in the approach mode. Alright, guys. Let us get back on the status page.
2,500.
2,500 seat belts, non-smoking ground spoilers. Our brakes are set to medium. And we most certainly are bringing this bad boy in, guys. So if we come here and take a look, our last waypoint.
Delta 318, contact Denver Tower 133.3.
Going over to tower, it is 132.3 for Delta 318.
133.3, all threes.
Okay, different from the chart. I'll do 133.3 for Delta 318. Okay, so it's a little different to the chart. All threes, no worries. Denver Tower, Delta 318, ILS 35 right.
Delta 318, Denver Tower, runway 35 right, clear to land.
35 right, cleared to land, Delta 318. Alright, guys.
$1,000.
Ooh, the fill is way over there. There is the runway. You can see the Echo Charlie. That's going to be a long taxi, guys. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start slowing us down. All right, we're going to do our speed check. Flaps 2 is 196. Speed check, flaps 2.
Flaps 2.
All right, we're at 172, and I just looked at Greenlight. He said slow to 182 and our 180 knots of flaps 2. Yes, sir. You know, I do myself a little, I roll a little different, but I'm on it, Greenlight. All right, those winds smoothed out. And once we get to Franz, we are most certainly going to start dialing our speeds back even more. All right, let me check you guys out in the chat one more time before we go manual. All right, True Dave, always tough when English is not your first language. I should install slow to 180 and flaps 2. Appreciate you guys. All right, guys, we are on final approach. Let's do our landing checklist. Let's get our gear down.
Gear down.
Simulator is down. Cancel the iPad. Number 23678.
Sorry, say again?
My simulator is down. I'm not able to continue to fly. I'd like to cancel the IFR plane. Number 23678.
Okay, understood. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, approach. It's actually 143 now. It readjusted itself. Gear is down, 3 green, and let's go for our landing flaps.
Flaps 3.
All right, landing clearance is received. Landing gear is down with 3 greens. Flaps are configured at 3, and the spoilers are armed, guys. Landing checklist is complete. I'll see you guys on the ground. Autopilot is disconnected. My aircraft, my controls. Let's come here and get it in, guys. So far, pretty stable. All right, I was just double checking to make sure I had you guys' controls on. That is a heck of a nose up attitude. There we go. Aircraft is now slowing it down.
Number 29, correction, 3079, Romeo, understood. Squawk VFR, frequency changing for today.
Thanks for your help. Good day.
All right. It's definitely bumpy. You guys can see that. It's definitely a bumpy ride, guys. Hopefully once we get a little lower, the winds won't be so egregious. It's definitely a bumpy ride here, guys. I'm so glad I didn't land full flaps. We would have been so floaty. She's giving me a rough go here. Woof. Alright, she is all over the place with these winds. If I'm not liking it, once we get closer, we'll do a go-around.
400.
Land green checked.
Oof.
300.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
200.
Man, my goodness. Oof.
Sink rate.
Alright, guys. Go around. And Denver Tower, Delta 318 is going missed. These winds are out of control.
Delta 318, roger, the winds are reported 340 at 13. Were you experiencing a crosswind?
Yeah, heavy winds getting closer to. I'm running active sky, real weather, so it is the real weather that's reporting here. So we just weren't able to get it down, sir.
No, that's fine. I'm just looking at what I have in the METAR, and if you have something different, I need to mark that down because I have the most recent METAR, so if it's different, I gotta know. Delta 318 flight runway heading, maintain 8,000.
Runway heading 8,000, Delta 318. All right, guys, so we're gonna pretty much fly runway heading.
Denver departure 126.1.
Denver departure 26.1 for Delta 318. All right, so let's up the speed. And let's do heading here. All right. Not quite sure why my heading is.
Autopilot 1, cross check.
My heading is not working, guys. So we're just gonna have to fly it. All right, gear is coming up.
Gear up.
And flaps are coming up. I can't
Flaps
check you guys
2.
out now. I don't know why. Look, my heading thing is not working, man. What's going on here? All right, gear is up. All right, he said 26.1. All right, let me check on aircraft here. All right, we're doing good. Up to 8,000. Come on, man. It's because it's bumping around so much. Come on, man. This is where that co-pilot would help out. All right. Okay, set up to 8,000. Here we are at 8,000. Denver departure Delta 318 flying runway heading at 8,000.
Delta 318 Denver departure, radar contact, say intentions.
Intentions, we want to go ahead and try another approach for any runway that you give us at this point. Hopefully 35 right, since we already have that set up, sir.
Yeah, sure, we can do 35 right. Again, Delta 318, turn right heading 150.
Right, 150, and just FYI, my heading mode is not working, so I'll be hand flying it. So if you can give us vectors, that'd be awesome, sir.
Understood.
Tango Mike. Alright, guys, so we are going to hand fly it. We got to turn right heading 150, and this is all going to be hand flown, guys, because, you know, my heading situation here is not working at all. So we are just going to have to literally fly it. Let me check you guys out in the chat. It's the track where my money. I don't know what you guys are saying. Hopefully something good, but 150 is going to be on the heading. And like I said, guys, you guys wanted me to hand fly it. Here we go. You guys saw those winds, though. Look, it's flying nice and smooth now. Almost to that heading of 150. She is flying nice and smooth now.
2,500.
I know how you guys are chatting, but I just can't check it out right now. I'm hand flying this bad boy. We're a little under altitude, so let's nose up a little bit. And we still have flaps 2 in the house. Alright, we're on a heading of 150. Pitching up a little bit. Yes, guys, I did right click on the heading. I'm right clicking on it, I'm spinning it. It's not doing anything. So I'm pretty familiar with how to use that heading. And it's just not working.
IFR to Seattle, Tacoma.
I've already right clicked on this thing. I've spun it. I've pushed it in. There's nothing, guys. I'm not even on the landing system. So it's just a glitch. But it gives me a reason to hand fly it, so I'm not tripping.
Delta 890 Denver clearance. Clear the Seattle
Good thing we got
Darth,
the...
One departure, Darth is filed. Climb via SID. Departure frequency 126.1. Squawk 4003.
Alright, now we're a little over altitude, so let's straighten it out.
Clear to Seattle, Tacoma via the Darth 1 Darth. Climb via the SID, as filed, 126.1 is the departure frequency, squawk 4003, Delta 890.
Delta 890, reback correct. Delta 318, turn right heading 170.
Right, 170, Delta 318. Alright, guys, so let's make our right turn. To 170. Try to keep our altitude at 8,000. So if the winds stay like this, we should be okay. Alright, guys. Yep, so guys, I tried the right click. I tried everything. To no avail. That's okay though, guys. You know, it's the way it works out sometimes. Winds are unchanged according to the meter. Well, you guys saw what it was on the stream, so that's the good thing. I got proof. Those winds were gank, because look how it's flying now. If it flies like this or something similar, we're good. The funny thing is the heading bug's moving, but it's just not activating. I'm going to pull it out again. Boom. Nothing. And you know what, guys? I have flown into Denver in real life. And I tell you what, we had to do a go around a couple times. All right, let's bring ourselves over a little bit. We're pretty much on the heading, but the aircraft is yawing. We're at 8,000, so we're doing good, guys. All right, guys, so let's check this out again. How we doing on fuel? Fuel, we still got 8,560 kilograms. Now let's get our visual representation of where we're at by increasing this range. Okay, we got nothing. So he's going to vector us anyway, which is the cool thing. We're a little off course, about 100 up. So let's so right now we have a tailwind at 33 knots. Speed about 175. That way we have to do less work. All right, guys, we're pretty much stable here, so let's look and see what happens. Let's come over here and let's see. This is the approach chart, I think. So this will give us an idea. So here we are. We're downwind right now, guys. So we snuck a little. We're right at 8,000. Look at that, guys. We're hand flying it. We're right at 8,000, and we're dead on course.
318, turn right heading 260.
Right, 260, Delta 318. All right, guys, 260 on the heading. I'm also turning the heading knob here. Well, let's just get it turned first into a bank, about right there. Sorry, I can't talk to you guys that much right now. All right, picking up a little bit of speed. Or altitude, I should say.
NorCal approach, Skyhawk 75600 is 2,900 feet, 9 miles north.
We went a little high on that turn.
We are requesting full stop at Oakland with information Sierra.
75600 NorCal, squawk 6161.
Squawk 6161, 75600.
Delta 318, you're 3 miles from Drum, turn right heading 320, maintain 8,000, we'll establish on the localizer, clear out last runway 35 right approach.
320 and turning direct Drum, and we'll maintain 8,000 until established on 35 right localizer approach for Delta 318.
Delta 318, not direct Drum, it'll be heading 320 to join the localizer. I just gave you a position from Drum because it's mandatory for me.
Okay, roger that. Correction, heading 320 for Delta 318, and we'll stay 8,000 until established on the localizer 35 right.
Number 75600, radar contact 18 miles west of Oakland. What's your aircraft type?
C-172 Skyhawk.
All right, so maintain 8,000.
Sky 700, roger.
Let's see, localizer. All we can do is kind of visually see it, so we're going to start turning right now. We're just flying this localizer joint by hand because nothing is working. We do have the field in sight. Alright, we have the field in sight. We don't have any other cues other than what we're using here. Okay, drum is at 8. We need to start descending to 7,000 now. Alright guys, let's pull that speed back.
Gear
and
down.
the gear's coming out.
Heavy contact Denver
Flaps
Tower,
3.
133.3.
Over to tower 133.3 Delta 318. Alright guys. Here we go. Denver Tower Delta 318 ILS 35 right.
Delta 318, Denver Tower, runway 35 right, clear to land.
35 right, clear to land, Delta 318. Alright guys, so 3 green, flaps to 3, landing lights are on. Here we go guys. Let's see, 143 is still it. We do 144. Let's just see if a little extra speed will help us. I'll reduce it once we get a little closer.
$1,000.
All right, yep, we're about 1,000 over, so let's just keep it modest here for now. Alright, double check, landing 3 green, flaps are set to 3, and this approach is much more stable. Excuse me. Alright, we can see those winds are 13 knots dead, pretty much coming off the between the 12 o'clock and the 11 o'clock position. Still a bit high according to the landing system, that's okay. I haven't been able to read any of your guys' comments, but
Number 600, connect Oakland Tower 118.3.
we did get that LS on.
Tower 75600.
I think somebody recommended that in the comments. I don't know who it was, but good look, even though I had a visual. But yes, we got the landing system on now. And the winds are much calmer, so we'll see what we get, guys.
Oakland Tower, Skyhawk 75600, requesting full stop with 0.
All right, guys.
500.
Let's get her on the ground. All right, remember I said I was going to reduce that speed? Back to 143.
400.
400, check.
Land green checked.
300.
You guys can see those winds are much better this time.
200. 100. 100 above.
100 above, check.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5. Minimum.
All right, we got a great landing. Reversers are out. All right, my second landing in this thing. Speed is bleeding. Let's see if we can make this taxiway right here. We'll make the next one. Almost to 80 knots. All right, reverse free. Brakes are being set. Whew. My feet slipped off the rudder pedals, guys, but we still got it. All right, manual braking.
Delta 318, let's turn on Echo Charlie. Continue Echo Charlie. Bravo Sierra to the ramp. Cross runway 17 right at Echo Charlie.
Okay, left turn Echo Charlie, Bravo Sierra. And I missed the last of those instructions if you could, sir.
Cross runway 35 left at Echo Charlie.
Cross 35 left at Echo Charlie for Delta 318. Thanks for helping us get in here, sir. All right.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, guys, so let's get a landing off.
To check, sir, if everything is okay with the light.
And we'll get that off. Let's get the strobe off. And let's get the APU on.
I'm not sure if it was not movement area or not. I don't think I am, so I'll just start my
And let's clean up those flaps.
Anything with Alpha
Flaps 1.
or Bravo proceeding, it is
Flaps
all the ramp
0.
area there in Denver.
All right.
Or Charlie. So if you're near Alpha November,
And
Alpha
let's
Sierra, Alpha,
disarm
any of
that.
those,
Spoilers,
that's all your
disarm.
discretion. Short of Lima
Disarm.
or Golf for taxi
And
for
let's
me.
come over here and look and see where we're at, guys. And then I'll get you guys here in the chat in a minute. Okay, yep. Left Echo Charlie. Cross Echo Charlie. And I think he said Kilo to the ramp. All right. Woo! You guys did good job. I'm going to check you guys out. That was something else, guys. You never know what you're going to get. So it says left turn. So this is Echo Charlie right here. Okay. And yeah, guys. What a ride it was today. But you guys are true witnesses as to what our problems were today. Then as I'm trying to get off the runway, my feet slipped off the rudder. Oh my goodness. Welcome into Denver International Airport, guys. And you know, when I was in the military, I really have flown into this runway, to this airport, and we had to do a go round. I'll do you one even better, more than once. When I flew back from Iraq, the 3rd ACR was still based out of Fort Carson. They're now in Fort Hood, Texas. We were scheduled to land at Denver. Then the plane was going to continue on to Colorado Springs. I think we're actually going to change planes. And yeah, what happened was the plane was unable to make it. So my bags, so the alternate was Colorado Springs. So we went to Denver. We went into a hold. It was too windy. So then after that, we had to divert to the alternate, which was Colorado Springs, which is not that far because it's only 52 or 54 miles, maybe 60 miles from airport to airport. But Denver and Colorado Springs are less than an hour apart by driving. And man, I ended up landing in Colorado Springs, and they were like, hey, your bags aren't going to make it because there's no services for the airplane. So I disembarked, and my bags came the next day. I didn't care. I was fresh off coming back from Iraq. So I didn't originally fly directly there. I came to Fort Hood, and they had to book me a flight. It's kind of weird how I came back to the States. But anyway, guys, thanks for riding along. I think we had a good one here. We're on Echo Charlie. We're going to take this to Kilo. And taxi, we're going to take a left onto Kilo. And then once we get basically south of the concourse, we're going to take a right and taxi it right on in, guys. Man, that was some type of hand flying. So I tell you what. All right, let's come up here. Landing light on. Strobe back on to cross the runway. Runway's clear left and right. Okay, there we go. Let's cross that runway with those lights on. And now we can get those lights back off. Strobes back off. All right, now we're looking for Kilo Lima. Okay, and Kilo's the last one. So guys, we were definitely challenged today. We definitely have a good landing. So far, the FPS is not doing me any harm at all here. So I would say for this scenery is not too bad at all, guys. Let's see, we got the APU on and available. A little bit of stuttering, but not much. I hear you. They're saying track IR causes as many problems as it solves. That's the truth. All right, so remember, we got to go. So anyway, guys, you know, that's the deal about some of these aircrafts. Once you do your go around and all that good stuff, they start glitching. The FMSs don't work. In this case, the heading mode didn't work. I was right-clicking that thing, spinning it, doing all types of magic to it. It didn't do it. So I think, you know, you guys just wanted to see me hand fly this bad boy. And the funny thing was, Benga, who was, I'm not sure if he's still watching, but at the very beginning of the flight, he goes, "Oh, you got that autopilot on really quick." Well, little did we know we were going to do a lot of hand flying in this A330. So, you know what? We can handle this approach.
Charlie Delta monitor ground.
With this thing, we can handle anything, guys. And at the end of the day, remember your fundamentals. It's all about hand flying.
We're ready for taxi instructions. We're at the Alpha gates, looking for 34 left.
How ironic is that? You know, we had a nice, smooth approach, or our star. The approach wasn't bad until we got close. But how funny is that? We even requested 3-5 right because it was already set up, and then we had to do a go around. And the heading mode didn't work.
Yeah, 2-5 would be normal. 3-4 left's not active. The only northbound runway active right now is 3-5 left.
Stand by.
So that's how it works out, and that's why I tell people it's never boring, even though it's A to B each flight. It's never really that boring because, I mean, you never know what you're going to get.
Delta 890, yeah, we can take 25.
That 890 runway 25, taxi via Golf.
25 via Golf, Delta 890.
All right. 26 is the most far left gate, so that's what I was just looking at, guys. And again, some of the problems are the fact that, you know, we don't have first officers. The scenery's pretty nice. There goes that skyway. Hopefully, I'm not even going to get out and look and actually see if we really cleared that. But that's the taxi route we're taking. All right, so we are looking for Alpha 26. What do we got here?
Walker
30 something.
Roger.
It's one of these corner ones. Okay, let's go over to the first officer side. Okay, there's 26 right there. So that's 28. And there's 26 right there. All right, let's see exactly how we have to get in there. That's a pretty small gate. There goes that American plane over there.
Marker 16, and Salt Lake Center 135.77. $35.77 for me. Marker 16, and Salt Lake, hello.
Alright, we're pretty much lined up there. That was a super weird turn. Alright guys, that is it.
Park brake on.
Parking brake is on. And let us get that taxi light off, of course. Engine's off. Transponder off. Stand by. Oops. Alright, to standby. And we're running the APU, so let's get that bleed on. And now we can turn the fuel pumps off. So welcome guys to Denver International Airport. That was quite the tumultuous arrival. And of course now we need to get off of Pilotedge so that we can do our replays.
Disconnected.
And let's see what we got here in the chat, guys. Oh my goodness, what a arrival we've had. What an arrival we had, guys. I cannot believe that it went down the way it went down, but it did. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me check you guys out in the chat. Welcome to Denver International Airport. We're not going to worry about the gate or anything coming in, because we're going to do a replay anyway. We made our turn. We got in there. There's the gate. So I'm not going to turn the beacon off. If the Hercules or C5 Galaxy can clear that bridge, you sure can. I swear, all right, we did that. Nice. Good job. Hey, guys, thanks for checking me out on this stream. Who's ready for a replay? I'm purposely not putting the beacon off because the gate will come and we don't know what type of issues we'll have on the replay. So let's toggle the replay mode now. And look and see exactly how we looked on that arrival. Of course, we know it's going to be a little further back on the replay, speed, just because.
Speed.
Excuse me.
2.
Pardon him, Wheezy. Here we go, guys. What a day it has been. Dave McKee says I'm going to hit the sack. Pleasure as always, Trey, and chat. Have a great rest of the night, day. Dave, thanks for riding along with us today as usual. Guys, go check Dave McKee out. He's encoding a video today. Not sure if it's done, but if it is done, we got some definite entertainment coming our way. I don't think my my wing surfaces are going to be modeled again. Look, the ailerons are already as if the aircraft is off, so don't expect to see that. Let's see if we can go ahead and get on this tower display.
500.
Here we are coming into the Denver International Airport.
400.
Replay of our landing on 3-5 right, guys. After going missed, the first approach was horrible. Then we hand flew it. You know what? I flew a 747 in here and had the same problem. First approach was bad, hand flew it. You guys can check it out on my channel. It wasn't a stream one, it was just a video though.
Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps.
It's just saying that because the aircraft, these replays are always messed up sometimes. It's payware aircraft. But we're just looking at what we looked at,
30,
or how we looked.
20, retard.
Nice touchdown. We kept that nose up. Bada bing, bada boom. Pretty much center line. Zachy D says, peace, Dave. Did you guys see that touchdown? Our auto brakes aren't being modeled, I don't think, but look at that reverse engine coming open there. Let's check that out again, guys. That was a nice one.
Speed, speed, speed.
Watch how nice and smooth she touches down. Finger says, yeah, man, that was cool. Hand flying. We came back on the approach. Guys, this plane really tested my flying skills today. Nice clean landing after a hand-flown missed approach. Guys, I'm telling you, man, it's always exciting with you guys on board, man. We never know what we are going to get.
Speed.
All right, here's what we look like on that approach. We made it into Denver International. We got to showcase our new scenery. This is the first time I've flown into here with this scenery. Look at that bad boy. Majestic coming in. So guys, in real life, Denver has had me do several go-arounds as a passenger and now as a pilot twice. Look at that nice little float with the landing gear up and center line. Even though we went off a little bit to the left, trying to get that thing under control with those rudder pedals. But that most certainly was a sweet one, guys. Definitely a sweet one here.
Speed.
And bada bing, bada boom. So, I hope the rest of our flights go well, but I'm definitely glad I didn't take this thing over the pond and didn't have some huge problem like this. So I'm glad I did a shorter flight with this. Zachy D says, later guys, great stream. Thank you, Zachy D, for checking in and for joining us during the stream and for all your commentary. It is much appreciated. This is my wife's favorite view, just FYI, so I like to get my cool points. Nice soft touchdown. We held that nose up. Bada bing, bada boom. Center line, and then we danced around just a little bit. All right, guys, we're getting ready to come in here and do a nice
speed
wing view. Let's back her up a little bit. We'll back it up quite a bit. While she's backing up, I'll come on camera so I can tell you guys what an awesome bunch of folks you guys are. And look, guys, as we're starting our wing view, I want to say thank you. God bless everyone. I appreciate your support. Again, if you haven't subscribe to the channel. Give me a like on every video that you watch and share it out if you don't mind. I'm going to keep it interesting, guys. As you see, this is just your normal everyday flight. We went miss. We hand flew this bad boy the way we should have. And first approach was very, very questionable. Second approach was pretty smooth. We still had a little bit of winds coming off the nose.
Gear up.
But yeah. So we'll get the there we go, about right here. And let's go and get us on a nice window here. We'll come to this window here, and you guys know how I like to do it. Let's get the track IR off. The way I do that without doing anything else, I'm just going to pause it here. Bada bing, we'll save that. And then now we can come up and get ourselves a better view here. And let me get out of here. But until the next stream, God bless. Definitely, if we don't do one tomorrow, we'll do one for Friday Night Ops and see how far east we can get. And then on Saturday, you got the event Crossing the Pond, which is ironic that Greenlight and I decided to do it on that day. So anyway, peace, love, and harmony. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you next time here on the Dre Sanchez YouTube channel. As always, we're going to do a wing view of the landing. We may do some outside views, and it will be called for us today. Holla.
Speed.
Flaps 1. Flaps 0.
closure from the last one. You don't need the XO. Shawty celebrate, but ain't no celebrations.